Hello everyone and welcome to I almost said 5th again. I think I said that during the 6th episode as well. The 8th episode of Campaign 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons, the show where I lead your favorite speedrunners on a daring adventure through a dastardly tabletop world of my creation. My name is Adef and I'll be your dungeon master tonight. Joining us as always are Danny B, Dangers, the Blacktastic, DGR Dave, Kung Fu Fruit Cup, and Fant TV. Every other Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern here on twitch.tv/adef, the 6 of them will be traveling around the lands found in the Liseptian Ocean, attempting to learn its secrets and save the world. Straight into the recap. Last time on Speedrunners and Dragons. After a daring battle with a sand shark and a mysterious infested crow monster, our heroes freed the dormant spirits which lay within those two beasts. The shark and the crow spirits then revealed their crystals and lit them, revealing a new door on the mysterious map which Elion carried. Venturing to the door which lay north of Fort Beren, our heroes were met by a massive entrance to a tunnel built by an ancient Dwomish civilization. Inside, they conquered two puzzles which had to be solved in sequential order. After deciding not to skip the door which the DM so graciously designed for them, the gang solved the puzzles, escaping a sandy death. What awaited them was an ancient and technologically impressive moving platform, which they rode through the tunnel and up to the Dwem Mountains. Along the ride, our heroes, still accompanied by Arello, learned of some sort of research team from this ancient Dwomish civilization, which discovered what appeared to be the source of the Brink on Zethus. Bringing this power back to their civilization, the ancient Dwomish people thrived. This research team, 8 people strong, began to live much longer than anyone else and appear to be stronger. They became tyrannical, and the Dwomish peoples built strongholds in secret to escape them, thus spelled the end of the ancient Dwomish people. Leaving the tunnel via a door in the mountainside, our heroes were greeted by a thin mountain pass leading to a massive old black castle. Inside the seemingly abandoned castle, Elion found the body of another of Les Patrons, along with this one's coin and a journal. This journal detailed a folly effort to reclaim the castle for Dwome. Our heroes encountered mummies and attempted to escape to the bridges which spanned the mountain passes below. Arello and Haddock were separated from the group and followed by a sort of mummy lord, who the journal detailed could not be killed until his heart was destroyed, and that its heart was somewhere within the castle grounds. The rest of the gang, however, was confronted by a hooded, massive figure in black with a skeleton for a head and a scythe in hand. Silisario, the god of death, now stood before them. As the battle ensued, they communicated to Haddock and Arello that they needed to get to the lake below. Elion urged them to jump, and they did, as he cast Featherfall on them, easing their descent. At the lake, Arello used his Brink, Inverse Oasis, to easily find the chamber where the heart lay. He entered, destroyed it, and then Haddock hoisted him out. Arello then told Haddock to lift his shirt, saying that he had a second Brink, but could only use one at a time, so they needed to get off of the lake. Arello then said lift and conjured a small inkwell and a quill. He then wrote something on Haddock's back and physically lifted him into the air. Haddock then suddenly was up at the center of the bridge, 1,000 feet above, fighting alongside the others. Welcome to episode 8 of Campaign 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons. Okay. We back.
Hi.
Hello, we have Dangers, Danny, Kung Fu Fruit Cup, King K. Rool, Fant, and Dave.
It's the classic cast.
The classic cast. We all remember Haddock being RP'd by...
Your boy K. Rool. That's right, it's your boy K. Rool.
Is that what
You're
K. Rool...
encroaching upon season 2, episode 8 once again. Give me your nanas.
Is this canonically what he sounds like?
I don't know.
Absolutely no clue.
Is he ever voice acted?
There was the Donkey Kong.
There was
in the
the
boxing battle. He makes grunts in the boxing battle.
That's true.
When he's
he is
going
in the
like
cartoon.
this for the crowd.
Oh, is he in the cartoon?
Yeah.
I was gonna say K. Rool's got to be in the cartoon, right?
The
I
coconut
feel like
cream
he had a
pie?
southern accent in the cartoon, but I could be misremembering.
I'd be intrigued to know if there are any Donkey Kong lore experts out there.
He was in the animated show, definitely. And had an interesting voice, is not what you would expect. I will say that much.
Fant, I think there's a small possibility that your microphone in Discord might not be selected properly, but I'm not sure.
Does it sound like shit?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you are the teacher from the Peanuts at the moment.
Maybe the gain might be too high on the mixer if it is selected, or
Yeah,
you can mess around with it a little bit.
But regardless, gamers, we are in the middle of a heated combat encounter. Silisario, the god of death, lay before you, and we're going straight into the boss playlist, a rarity for this show. That's loud. And
I appreciate that.
directly to the right of Silisario is this mummy lord creature whose heart has just been destroyed, so he is now evidently killable. And the two of them are before you, and it is Hadok's turn. I'll also remind you that there is an aura of silence cast by Veral surrounding the immediate area around Silisario, so no sound can be made. But other than that, let's do it. Hadok.
Yeah, so around Silisario. So when I get hoisted up onto the platform, how far am I from my teammates?
You are. Oh God, how far is everyone? You're like 10 feet from Silisario, and kind of everybody's around that immediate vicinity. Nobody's very far in either direction.
And how wide is that circle of silence?
It
Danny?
is 20 feet centered on Silisario.
20-foot radius.
That's right.
God damn. Okay. So yeah, quite wide. That encompasses the fountain was like a 55. I think the fountain itself was a 5-foot radius, and the bridge was 25 or 30 feet wide. Something like that.
30.
Sub 30.
I think you said 30.
Okay, said 30. Okay, nice. I heard sub 30, and I was like, all right.
30 is real.
Sub 30 confirmed. Let's go. Yeah, I think it's 30 feet wide and half a mile long. That dimension I remember. But Hadok, hit it.
All right. Well, as usual, Hadok is pissed, right? So,
There it is.
well, that's right. Wait, can Bless be cast in a circle of silence?
I think so. Do you have to say?
Does it require a verbal
Let's see.
component? Is there a V on the spell? Usually we don't care
yeah.
about verbal and material, but at this point it's probably worth checking
Verbal,
those.
somatic material. So, like, yeah, I'd want to go to the rules. So,
I think verbal matters, especially since we're
verbal
counting
does
it
matter.
for Brinks. But yeah,
Yeah.
physical materials.
Sorry, Dangers.
I
Like,
house
I-
rule, yeah.
We'll save it for later. We'll save it for later.
We'll save it for later. This is the mid-season finale. But anyways, Hadok is pissed. He's gonna brandish his mace, go toward the mummy lord guy, because yeah, first person he saw. So how far is the mummy from good old Grim Reaper Lord?
Grim Reaper's right in front of you. The Mummy Lord is 10 feet to the left. To
If
your
I
left.
were to dash a full 10 feet, would I be out of the circle?
What do you mean?
Out of the circle of silence?
If you are at the Mummy Lord, you are in the Circle of Silence.
Still in the circle? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Because it's 20 feet
Alright.
centered on Silisario, right, Danny?
That's right.
Yeah,
So
so...
it covers the
That's right.
whole. It covers the whole width of the bridge where they
Dang.
are.
Okay, got it. All right, yeah, it's gonna be swinging with the mace then.
Sure.
Give me 1 second to pull up El Die. Is a 16 hit Mummy Lord.
No.
16 doesn't hit Mummy Lord? Oh, well, I guess. Hold on. Is that my turn? Wow, that's my turn.
Oh,
Tough stuff. Tough stuff. We
Alright.
really
does
have
anybody
it.
remember if I had my Brink activated last time?
I think so. I'm
I
pretty
think you
I
certain.
think I
Yeah.
did.
I think you
Yeah.
had
Okay.
it. You had it active for 1 turn, which means it has 4 more turns. I think.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
definitely
Cool.
do.
Double checking.
After Hadok, assuming you don't want to move anymore,
That's my movement.
is Jader.
Oh, I'm up.
Oh,
Man,
well,
I don't
actually,
remember.
Jader just went at the end of the last episode. I did check that. So it was Jader, then Hadok, and now the enemies. Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Gird up, friends. Gird up.
Silisario will go first.
No.
The god of death waits for no one. And the first thing that he's going to do is he has, by this point, he's not stupid. He has noticed the bird on his shoulder. And he is going to attempt to swing at it with his scythe. Actually, Yeah. Dangers, what's the armor class on the bird?
12.
Okay, that is a plus wisdom plus proficiency. Nope, he's just gonna swing at it again. That's a hit. Okay, he hits the bird. $14 damage to the bird.
Ow.
Bird is dead.
Okay, so he just slices through it, and it dissipates into infinity.
Oh, okay.
The bird brutally is murdered. Now you're too quiet, Fant.
Yeah, I had to adjust the game.
All right, then I can turn you up. I can turn you up myself.
Try and avoid clipping. I think clipping was the issue.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, you sound great now.
But
I turned you up. You
Sounds
sound
great now. Let's go. Real-time
Let's go.
audio problem diagnosing and fixing
Let's go.
while running a show. Let's
And like half of us are engineers.
I'm not part of that half.
So
Me neither.
the bird is cast away, Tom Hanks style, and the god of death now holds up his right finger, and green aura, not Brink, but like just a green magic begins to coalesce around his finger. It is now the mummy's turn. And the mummy is going to attack Bobby. God, he has so many things he can do. It's
Choose
honestly
the least one.
Choose the least.
The least one.
the fewest.
The small.
The small. He's gonna use his rotting fist.
That doesn't sound small.
Crit one. Crit one.
Oh,
wow.
Nice.
Alright.
He swings at you, and he's still sort of under duress from the destruction of his separate heart, and his fist falls off, and lands in front of you.
It was rotting.
and he's like grasping for it, and that's just gonna be his turn, I think.
Sick.
Wonderful.
Damn.
You don't get a multi attack after you nat one. Yeah. Yeah. So up next is Veral.
Okay. So as chat helped me remember, last time I was frightened, which only lasted until the guy's next turn, right? The enemy's next turn. So I'm no longer frightened and I can approach him now.
If you remember, the stabbing of the heart thing dispelled that also.
Yes.
Oh, it did. Okay. Well, I thought it was Silasario that frightened me.
No,
Maybe
it
not.
was the mummy dude.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so I'm free to approach. I am going to run up to Silasario, and I'm gonna try to whack him with my quarterstaff.
Oh, you're approaching him.
I was just about to say that.
I am approaching.
Muda.
Is that's a 16 to hit Silasario?
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay, cool. I am going to also spend a key point to have this attempt to be a stunning strike.
Stunning.
So he must succeed on a Constitution saving throw against 14.
Fail.
Ooh. Oh, this is my first time that I've succeeded on this. So he is stunned until the end of my next turn. He can't take actions, reactions, can't move, can only speak falteringly, automatically fail strength or dexterity saves, and all attack rolls against him have advantage.
Okay.
So he's just knocked right out of the fight for a while.
Does this dispel if somebody attacks him?
No, he's
Wow.
just stunned.
Great.
I have a question for you, Danny.
Okay.
This requires you to hit him, yes?
Yes. After a melee attack?
Yeah.
After he's hit by a melee weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
Oh boy. Okay. Well, should I do my damage first, or is that? Or no?
It doesn't matter. You can do either.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Let me see. What's my? Okay. 11.
When you hit him, he takes the full force of your blow, and then suddenly you can't move anymore.
Interesting.
Like, at all. Your body
I'm
is...
paralyzed?
You're paralyzed. Instantly frozen in place.
Can you teleport while paralyzed?
No, you can do nothing, is the bit.
Can I just be frozen over there? Okay.
What a strange scene this is. He just... Varel comes in, swings, and then they're both just like this.
Literally the opening of Xenoblade Chronicles.
Roll your
okay,
damage.
so I'm gonna roll my damage. Yeah.
The bird was decimated.
That's 13 damage.
Great.
To him. So I suppose I'm stuck there. We're just staring into each other's eyes lovingly for a little while.
Yes.
And my shadow gets to go. My shadow gets to go while I'm paralyzed, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Because your shadow is a separate entity from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, does being paralyzed break concentration? Do you know?
Almost
like it
certainly.
should.
Almost
Yeah.
certainly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then there is no longer an area of silence.
All right. The cone of silence is gone.
Yes.
Good.
The cone of
That's
shame.
great news, actually.
That.
Okay. And then so my shadow's gonna go, and he's gonna approach Silasario's shadow and attempt to whack it. And that is a 27 to hit.
Yeah.
And
I sure hope so.
and the shadow is going to use a key point to turn this into a flurry of blows, which changes this into 2 unarmed strikes. The second one was a crit 1.
This is a Lucius turn, baby.
Oh boy.
This is a Lucius turn.
We've got 12 damage from the shadow's first punch, and then the second one was a crit fail.
Okay, yeah, and this is the second flurry of blows. I don't think the crit one negates or gives negative things, and it's a shadow. Great. So 12
The
damage.
shadow stumbles and
The
remains
shadow
on the floor.
stumbles. Great. 12 damage, you said?
That's right.
Excellent. Silasario's definitely taken a beating. But neither of you can move, it seems. Can he move?
No.
I thought you said just can't take actions.
Can't move also.
Okay, so yeah, neither of you can move.
We're stuck there.
Great. An immovable force meets an unstoppable object.
Roll credits. We'll see you in Rocky 4.
If we just leave them there, you guys could just leave.
That's true.
Just leave the 2 of them there forever. Up next is Daneth.
All right. So I'm gonna catch Cone of Silence now.
Perfect.
All right. So I think right now I should still be in melee range of Death. And what's Death's name again?
Silisario.
That is Silisario. Okay, I was getting the 2 mixed up.
Sounds like a pizza.
Sounds delicious.
It's not delivery, it's Silisario.
Silisario, yum.
All right. I think I already had Hunter's Mark on Silisario.
I think so, yeah. You
I'm
and
going
Fu
to
both did.
keep it there. Yeah.
Yeah. I use
So
Hunter's Mark as well.
yeah,
What?
we both can do Hunter's Mark.
You're both
at
rangers.
the same time.
No,
Because
had I
it-
already used it.
Yeah, you used it on Silisario.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks.
All right. So I do not want to risk getting out of melee range, but I'm going to try and attempt to free Danny here.
Viral?
Varel, yeah, to free Varel. Sorry. So I'm going to pull up my bow. I'm going to aim my shots around where Danny's fist is, inside the rotting flesh. Maybe, poke him free or something. I don't know. I'm just imagining his fist is stuck in there, and that may break him free.
Am I still touching it?
You 2 are physically in contact.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to see if I can just break him out of there.
Well, he's in contact
okay.
with my quarterstaff anyway.
Oh, that's the quarterstaff, right. Your quarterstaff is in contact with him, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were punched in and
No.
all that. Anyway, I'm gonna try and break that contact.
Okay.
Okay, that's my goal. So I'm
Sure.
going to engage my multi-attack,
Let's go.
and yeah. So I'm gonna. Oh shit! I forgot to get my dice up. Oh my god.
How embarrassing.
Oh, damn it.
All right.
How
So
embarrassing.
first is a 19 that hits, and I'll just do them both at once.
Sure.
And a 23.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll say that the
Then-
23 you can pinpoint. Since it's so high, you can pinpoint that to the quarterstaff contact location.
All right, so let's do damage on the first one. So I have my hunter's mark, which gives me an additional d6. Plus 3, so that's 7 damage on hit 1.
Okay.
And that's just, wherever it hits. And then this one is going to be a precision strike. It's going to whisk past Veryl's ear. It's going to be terrified, but it's going to go, like splitting the arrow at Robin. All right. And that is going to be 11 damage.
Okay. First shot, second shot. The second shot goes into where the quarterstaff is. And Danny, the moment that Veryl's quarterstaff is touching the arrow for a moment and not Silisario, you feel a little freedom. And you don't have a reaction to move or anything, but you're able to just pull your quarterstaff back.
Okay.
And you feel you have movement now.
Cool.
Let's go!
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Daneth, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay, Elion.
Wait. So now that there is no silence, I can say to the party, this guy's Brink is always going, if you couldn't notice. Don't touch him. It could be bad. I'm going to... I'll do my bonus action first, if it please, my lord.
It pleases the court.
Excellent. Then Mantle of Inspiration it is. I'm going to target everybody in the party, except for Aurelio, because he's not even there. He's down somewhere in a lake.
Yeah.
So just all 6 of us. And, as is tradition, we all get 8 temporary hit points, and we can move our full movement speed as a reaction.
I have a feeling that Veryl might want to do
I might go ahead and do that.
I don't
I'm gonna
remember
back
where
up.
I'm at. Am
I'm
I
gonna back
right
up
next
approximately
to
where I was.
Silisario?
Wait, did you already do this?
I already
I
have that.
Yeah, I had 8 temporary hit points from last time.
I
so
did
you
too.
might have done this.
Did I... Wait.
I think you
Oh,
did
know
this
what?
already.
Mm.
'Cause-
Yeah, I lost all my hit points.
Yeah,
I'll
'cause-
take him. I'll take him if you're giving him.
Fair. Okay, so we can't do that again until a long rest, I believe,
All right.
which is unfortunate, but that's how it be. Actually, hold on. I'm just going to read this for a second. I can expend one of my Bardic Inspiration points to grant a wondrous appearance, and it doesn't say anything about a long rest, actually.
Okay.
So I do it again.
Okay.
Let's go.
So everybody
Can
goes.
But can you
go
go? They don't stack, right?
They
you
don't
just go
stack.
up to 8.
They don't
No,
Okay,
it goes up to 8. That's all you get.
Let's
Oh,
go.
okay.
A refresh. All right, I
But you
needed
do
that.
get your
Thank
movement.
I
Would
did need
anybody
that
like
too.
to take their movement, any of their movement?
I'd like to strafe around Mummy Lord so that it's like me, then Mummy Lord, then Silly
Sure.
Sissy.
Sure.
Also important to note that you do not incur an opportunity attack when
Okay.
you do
All
this
right.
movement as well.
I'm going to use my movement right now. And I'm going to go 25 yards behind Silisario.
25 feet.
Towards the fountain. Yeah. Or
Oh,
25
see
feet.
me.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going near Alencia on the other side.
Yeah, I'm going close to Alencia on that
Okay.
side.
Okay.
And am I right next to Silisario?
I
Is
think
that where
so.
I'm at?
Yes. Yeah.
I would like to position myself in between
Sure.
the Mummy Lord and
Yeah.
Silisario. Okay. Wherever that
I
would
just
be.
see this. We're doing the airbuster
And
fight.
Veryl.
I'm gonna move back, staying in front, like line of sight with them. But
Sure.
I'm moving back.
Okay. Hadak.
I'm also
you
going to
move-
use
Yeah.
I'm going to use my reaction movement to do the same thing.
Okay.
As I'm running towards it, I say, Elion, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Elion, what's the rest of your turn?
Then I'm going to use the rest of my turn to cast. What do I want to do here? Dissonant Whispers, I think. Now that there's no sound barriers. I'm going to cast it at 3rd level spell slot, which means they need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Who?
Silisario.
15.
Fail. So they take 5d6 psychic damage. They are now, as a reaction, they now have to use their movement speed as far as they can away from me.
They cannot.
They cannot move.
So that's fine. They can stay right where they are. And yeah, so they just take 5d6, I guess.
Yeah, they just take 5d6. Great.
Just 5d6. That's all. Yeah, nothing big.
That's 17.
Let's go. Above average.
Above average, slightly.
Very slightly.
And that'll be my turn. And
Yeah, it
I
sure
also,
will.
just a reminder that I'm not sure if it'll matter at this point, but I've also last time cast Mirror Image, so there are 4 of me.
Oh, that's right.
essentially.
Thank you, Elions.
You're welcomes.
God damn.
That really should not be as funny as it is. Alencia, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna take it easy because I have everything prepped. So
Sure.
I'm just gonna scratch my bow and shoot him.
Great.
Go.
Hit it.
I'm gonna shoot, yeah, because I'm already hunter's marked on Soul Saria.
Yeah. Sweet.
So
Let's get
see,
that psychic
fuck.
damage going.
yeah, I got 22.
Oh, actually, count the psychic damage separately, please. For
Okay.
just this enemy.
Sure. That'll be. I mean, that's just a 1d4 on the side. So.
Oh, okay. Then don't even roll it. I'm just going to spare you the trouble. Don't roll it.
Don't.
He is immune to psychic damage. You don't know this, but he cannot
Okay.
be damaged by psychic damage.
No worries.
Was that psychic damage, that 5d6 that you just did, Elion? Was that psychic?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so nothing happened to him.
Oh man.
That's unfortunate.
Bummer.
I just realized that.
You hate to see it.
You do. You hate to see it.
Sorry, go ahead, Alencia. Do the rest of your damage. And roll to
Okay.
hit, obviously.
Right.
You
Well, I
did-
got a 22.
Yeah, that's
so
a
I'm
hit.
Sure.
Excellent.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure I hit there.
Sorry, my B.
So, I still have hunter's mark plus my 1d8 plus dex. So that would be 9 plus dex, which is 5. Yeah, so that's 14.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. And then it's multi.
Sure. Oh, and 7 on top, right?
Let's go.
14 and then 7 on top from your Brink.
Oh yes, thank you.
And you
From,
you cash 7.
Yes.
So
So I
write
need to-
that somewhere.
Yeah, let me do that right here. Is that added? Wait, I already have 10. I hit him once.
Sweet.
Let's go. Who
Let's
else needs
go.
healing? Alright, let's
I think everybody's
okay.
doing pretty okay so far. What I'm
I'm gonna
learning
roll
is that my boss fights need to be a lot harder. I thought
Yeah, I got a 24. So I'm
that's
gonna...
a hit.
And then this is a 15.
And that's without the psychic damage?
Correct. Yeah.
Excellent.
That's-
15, and then we'll do 8 on top.
Yeah, if you're rounding up.
Yep, 8 on top.
Anybody need 25 health?
Who's hoiting?
Maybe not 25. I need some.
24.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. If I could split it.
You can, yes.
Okay, great.
You can split it however you'd like. And
Someone's
at the,
gonna
at,
get
the, at the
room.
end of the 5 turns, anything you haven't given away is instantly given to you. All of it.
Right, that's right, that's right. I'll make sure I have a note of that.
Cool, cool. Is that your turn?
Oh, no, I have it, yeah.
You good to go?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm gonna just then duck back behind the fountain again, because
Sure.
she's just going, and then doing a duck.
No problemo.
Staying in the shadows.
Up next is Jader, Boy Wonder.
Let's go. Well, now that Varel's free, get out them shovels. We're pretty high up, and
boy.
I'm
God.
I will say, just for your info, because I don't know that I ever made this explicitly clear. The Mummy Lord is on the ground, standing,
Okay.
but Silisario is levitating. I don't know that I ever made that clear, and I
think you might
I
have.
promise I'm not retconning that. He genuinely is floating.
Well, put the
I will
shovels
believe
away.
that.
You can still
We're
shovel.
not using the shovel.
You can still shovel the other guy.
Wait, I thought you said the mummy's off the ground.
No, the Mummy Lord is on the ground. Silisario is floating.
Let's do it to the mummy then. I am going to cast my Brink just around
Sure,
the mummy. Not
but
just
maximum
big enough.
depth, I assume.
Correct. Hopefully he falls right through the bridge.
How thick would a bridge need to be of this scale?
Because I can go 12 feet deep here. I don't think it's 12 feet deep. He's going through the floor. Do we have any?
I'm just thinking about it. Hang on.
Do we have any civil engineers in here?
This is columns stretching from 1,000 feet below are what suspends this bridge.
Yes, but is he standing right above one of the actual
No,
columns?
not that. But my question is, it's not a suspension bridge, and suspension bridges. I'll say it's 10 feet. Whatever. It's 10 feet. I like this cool move, so we'll say that 12 feet goes through.
Let's go. So I'm casting that.
He has to
Or
make
not
a strength
casting it,
save.
but yes.
What's the DC on that?
16.
He passes. So he does not fall through the ground, right? Or does
Correct.
he?
But
I know he takes half damage. That much I know.
correct. On fail, creature is knocked prone and takes damage. Depth of hole plus 1d4. On success, half damage and round up.
To be fair, though, this is when I said not prone. My idea for excavate was when you make the hole, they fall down regardless.
Okay.
But
But
the
they're just
strength,
not-
but the strength save is they don't land on their ass, right? So,
They do the superhero landing,
yeah.
of course.
So I think he might just fall, dude. I think he genuinely just falls. Okay. Well, if we hold true to how your Brink works, which is 1 damage for every foot fallen, and then divide by 2 for the strength saving throw, he takes 500 damage.
Is that a record? That's gotta be a record, right?
Does his Brink's damage continue beyond the bounds of the hole?
I think-
Or does
I
it,
think-
is it just fall damage
Why
beyond
not?
there?
Why not?
It's not. Yeah, it's
You
just
get
literally. I dig
get
holes, man.
enactments of what this guy sounds like as he's falling.
How do you calculate fall damage in D&D 5e? Let's find out. Max fall damage in 5e is 120 points. That's 20 d6 for up to 200 feet fallen.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
a d6 per 10 feet is how it goes.
a d6 per 10 feet? Okay, well then, this is
Up
1,000.
to the max.
Yeah, so we'll say he takes 100. Regardless, he's dead. I mean, well, I guess I'll roll it. He's dead. He's dead. I mean,
We're
that's
just
the bottom
doing
line.
it for the math purists in the YouTube comments.
I just
all right?
imagine
Which,
Arello
they're here now. We have them. They're here.
Arello's at the very bottom and just sees this mummy creature falling.
Okay, so
True.
it's so he takes
That's to Arello.
6 damage from the hole.
Okay.
Great. That's
Wait, but is
Not
he
bad.
falling into water or sand?
It's gonna hurt like shit.
yeah, it
regardless.
doesn't matter. It doesn't
If you
matter.
fall that far underwater,
He's
it's
gonna
basically
pencil.
falling on concrete.
From this
He's a
height, you
mummy.
die. From
Yeah, with that surface tension, it's like hitting concrete.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Oh
watching
my God.
MythBusters.
I love Mythbusters.
What is it? It's a D6 per 10 feet. You said.
Yeah, that's what
Who
Mythbusters
wants
done.
to watch me roll this 100 times?
Kind of do.
Roll 100 D6.
Yeah, I was gonna say on Google, you just keep clicking the
Kinda
button.
do.
Nope.
That would be
It's
fun.
20 d6 because of the cap.
Oh right, 20 D6. That I can do.
Yeah, you can roll that. Let's go.
First 5. Yahtzee.
Oh, you're gonna add it all together?
15.
As
16,
per.
18.
This is what we do for the show, ladies and gentlemen.
This is for you, YouTube comments who
I kinda feel
overanalyze
bad now,
everything.
but At the same, I
Things
don't.
do pretty well.
42 total so far. $62 total so far.
Picture the
Hey,
mummy
that's
trying
mad
to.
Do
skills.
we have
Unparalleled.
non-copyright?
I got
Um,
trips. I got trip 4s.
Let's go.
Anybody have like non-copyright, like kind of Jeopardy style music, elevator music?
78 damage plus 6 is 84.
He's just like slowly falling.
He's not dead.
Excuse me.
He's not
my God.
dead.
Wow.
He falls 1,000 feet, and his legs crumple beneath him. None of you see this, but we'll cut to Arello briefly. He falls just like all the way down. And Arello is like looking at a map and then just hears something and is like, and he like quickly puts the map away and just runs over and starts stabbing its head. And kills it with great ease. It had 7 health left.
All we hear.
Oh, just barely.
Let's go.
And you hear very faintly, "It's all right, guys, I got it." Okay, great. 1 boss down. No more elevated boss battles.
I was hoping that worked. I've been planning that since
Last
last episode. But we were in the silence, and as soon as silence went away, I'm like, yes!
Let's go.
Just gonna look over at Jader and be like, well, looks like that mummy caved under pressure.
Oh. I hit the badumtis, but you couldn't hear it. I'm gonna use my extra attack on
The Brink is not an attack.
well,
the Brink is
right,
an action,
right. So I'm gonna-
that's your action.
I'm willing to risk getting frozen because I trust my comrades. I'm gonna try and swing at the pizza guy.
Well, hang on. If that's your action, you don't have an extra attack.
Okay, well then I'll use my action surge.
Okay, great.
There
Now
we
we're
go.
talking.
Which
Now
I
we're
have
talking.
not used yet.
Okay, great.
Okay. Action surge does a 10 hit.
No.
Roll again. You got advantage. He's stunned.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, right.
Yo.
So it does a 17 hit.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, no, it'd be 23. I forgot to add the. Okay. For 14 damage.
Very nice. He's looking bad, but also you are frozen and roll wisdom saving throw for me.
I'm not very smart man. 5.
You are instantly frozen in place the moment the Vorpal blade makes contact with him.
Okay.
You cannot move, you cannot make actions, etc., etc.
Okay.
Up next is Hadak. There's a gaping hole right in front of you.
Surely there is. And I would like to strafe even around said holes so that I don't fall in. I am going to keep a fair distance away from Silly Sussy though, as touching him, obviously. We're gonna Guiding Bolt, and we're gonna cast Guiding Bolt at the 3rd spell level. So if it hits,
damn!
this might be some catastrophic damage.
This might be curtains. You roll with advantage as well.
Will this hurt me?
What's
I'm,
the
like,
what's the
attached.
AOE on Guiding Bolt?
Oh, good question.
I asked for this, by the way.
And I'm gonna say that it's already been cast, so
Oh,
Like
yes, it certainly hits, I think.
the range area is 120,
120
feet, but it's a
feet.
single target.
Oh, it's a single target. Okay.
Yeah.
Is
it's a
it
single
electricity or
It's
radiant?
radiant
Oh, it's
damage, yeah.
radiant.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this hasn't come up yet. Roll to hit. Roll with advantage to
It's a
hit.
21 hit.
Yes, roll the second one just to see if you get a crit.
I did not.
Okay, whatever your damage is, double it.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh.
We hit a weak spot. We hit a weak spot. I did 23 damage singularly, by the way, so double that, right?
46?
So that's 46. That's 46 damage off Guiding Bolt. No. Yeah, that's 46 damage off Guiding Bolt.
Okay, yeah, he's not looking great. Is the bottom line.
And I did not get hit.
Correct.
Just confirming.
Correct.
No,
Cool. Is that your turn?
That will
Hadon?
be my turn, yeah.
Okay. It's the enemy's turn. Can he do anything, Varel? Well, there is one thing he does. Oh, poor Jader, dude.
Also, sorry,
Yeah.
another thing for Guiding Bolt, you roll with advantage against. Do you get double advantage with advantage stack? Or no?
No, advantage
Okay.
does not stack. I think we had
Okay.
this question in campaign 1. I think. I'm just gonna verify that nothing happens.
Okay. Like, I'm assuming not, but he's in pretty paralyzed shape anyway.
Now, how long does your advantage last? Like, it might just tack
Until
on
the
to
next
end.
melee hit him.
Advantage does
Okay.
not stack. It's in the DM
Okay.
guide.
Okay.
Gotcha. So yeah, he
in
cannot.
campaign 1, the house rule was double advantage means insta crit. Why did I say that? I'm gonna get rid of that right now. The enemies were evidently more difficult, and we had less players. No more of that. But thanks for watching campaign 1. That's pretty great.
Right? All right, yeah, that's my turn.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Silasario's spell that he prepared the previous turn activates instantly on his turn. Does not require an action. It just happens. So it actually is great, like a combo against Varel's ability. But the Finger of Death will now activate. And since Jader is in contact with Silasario via a second degree of contact or less, he's gonna take this. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, homie?
I can. 19.
You succeed! Okay, you're still gonna take a lot.
I got my calculator out.
I'm taking care of it, homie. No worries. $23 damage. And that's with a success.
Okay.
So it's like the exact opposite of Bobby. Bobby was 23 doubled, and this was 46 halved.
Sheesh.
So that's necrotic damage. I don't think that means anything for your
I
character.
don't think
but,
it means anything for me.
But
no.
yeah, you take 23.
Oh, I take 23.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, okay. No, we're good. We're good. Sorry.
Okay, sweet. Oh, we're fine. That's fine. That's fine. Basically, his finger, like, the green energy travels down his finger. He typically has to touch for this to happen, but his Brink combos with this move. And the green energy travels down, like, through his veins and out his side into your Vorpal Blade and wraps around the Vorpal Blade and then encompasses your skin. And you fight it off with your Constitution, but it still does a lot of damage to you. The ability is attempting to kill you. But I guess everything is. Anyway.
Typically.
So he can't do anything, right, Varel?
That's correct. Can't take actions or reactions. Can't move.
Great. Daneth, it's your turn.
All right, I'd like to attempt to communicate with Silasario.
Okay.
He can speak falteringly.
We'll see.
What do you want?
Am I allowed to say anything?
You do whatever you want.
All right.
Having a
Silasario, was it? Your presence here has been so short. I'm not sure if I remember the name correctly, but it's supposed to be some kind of god. Well, you don't seem very divine to me. Do you have any last words before I put an end to your miserable life?
Roll intimidation.
All right. I got a 17.
This character doesn't really speak. He like huffs paint. He huffs paint. He huffs and he puffs and he blows your house down. I don't know. This guy doesn't talk. Like, it's in in the character I wrote, like, he does not speak. How about this? You feel a telepathic connection with Silasario somehow instantly, and you just hear the word kill resound in your mind, and that's it.
All right, let's do this.
This character
take
does not
aim.
talk.
With my multi-attack, I'm gonna roll 2 dice for the hits, and I've
They
got
feel a
a
connection.
25 and a 21.
They both hit.
Roll them again just in case it's a crit.
Yep.
All right, and I did not get any crits.
Okay.
All right, then I'm gonna roll all the damage, and we get 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 25 damage between the 2 hits.
An empty threat. He's still alive.
Damn it!
Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay.
I was
Elion.
hoping, man. I was hoping.
Does it get paralyzed or is that a ranged attack?
It's a ranged attack.
Nice.
So the arrow is.
Oh, it's gonna be so
not in
good.
Contact with
Yeah.
Daneth.
Okay, so if I remember this correctly, how far away am I from Jader right now? Like 15 feet, right?
I think so.
I'm going to step forward and touch them on the shoulder.
Ah, yes. Let me just verify that you are not within the number of degrees that is a problem. I can't remember if I nerfed it or not. Up to 2nd degree. Okay, yeah, you touch him, and Jader, you instantly are able to break free, and you move backward a little bit.
Let's go.
Does that count as my action?
Yes.
Then in that case, I'm also going to grant Bardic Inspiration to Jader with my bonus action.
Okay,
And that is it.
sweet.
That is all.
Remind me what that does, please.
You get a D8 for basically any situation. Attack rolls, ability checks, saving throws, or healing spells.
Ooh,
Anytime
thank
you want.
You choose
you
to
can-
use it before I tell you if it succeeds.
Yes.
Just during the battle, this battle, right?
You have it, I think, until you use it. Let me just see.
Cool.
Yeah, look that up.
Once Bardic Inspiration die is rolled, it is lost.
Yeah, so I think you just have it, I guess.
And you can only have one at a time. So yeah, it's just, you just have it.
Thank you very much.
Ilencia.
Mm-hmm. I have 2 turns left with my Brink, right?
I think so.
I get skipped? Because I think she went after he was already stunned.
Veryl, you got skipped, homie.
Yeah.
Which actually means we
You.
need to retcon something. So let's go back and we're rewinding time.
Oh my god.
We're rewinding time.
You've created a time paradox.
So it went Silasario, then it should have been Veryl. So we are gonna do Veryl's turn now. Elion, pretend like your turn never happened, potentially.
Okay.
Veryl.
I don't have my
Or,
D8
or
anymore.
Daneth's.
Or Daneth.
Or
Yeah, I would have gone.
Yes,
after
Daneth's
Veryl.
also hasn't happened, but here's what I'll say. If Veryl's turn doesn't appreciably change the situation of the battle, we're going to just keep Daneth's damage and move to Elion's turn. Because Elion's
Okay.
turn more directly affects the mechanics of the battle, which is what I'm concerned about. Veryl, go.
okay. Jader is currently still attached to
Yes.
Silasario.
Yes.
Okay. Veryl has a stroke of what he thinks is inspiration, and
Okay.
decides to run at Silasario full speed and jump before striking, and is going to attempt to whack Silasario with the quarterstaff while airborne.
Okay.
Okay.
I like how you're writing off that this isn't your idea somehow. You're like, oh, this is Veryl's idea. This is not.
Of course it's Veryl's. Who else are you talking about? Are you talking to anyone but Veryl right now?
I don't know.
I rolled a 25 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Also, the ability is over, right? The stunning
yes,
strike.
he
over.
is no longer. Is it end of my turn or beginning of my next turn? end of my next turn. So I do get
Okay.
advantage, so I
Okay.
should roll again. It was not a crit. So he takes damage. Do I have to roll something? I have to roll the wisdom thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
this
that
will
was
be
it.
interesting.
That was it.
This is smart, actually. I thought this was stupid, but this is really smart. In my brain, I was like, this is really dumb. But now I'm thinking, because I thought you thought that the Brink was activated only if you were on the ground. But now I'm realizing you want gravity to separate you.
Yeah.
You asshole. Fine. roll the wisdom modifier.
It's a 19. So
yeah,
that
you succeed
succeed?
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. So that means, does that mean I feel nothing? Like I'm not interrupted?
You feel nothing.
So I do 7 damage from the quarterstaff, and then I'm going to do my second. Actually, let's spend a key point to turn this into flurry of blows.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hit him with the quarterstaff and then
Land.
try to.
I don't think you can. I think you underestimate how long a jump lasts.
Okay. I don't know if this is all part of the same attack or not. But okay, yeah, let's
I mean, does it matter
Yeah.
if you're on the ground or not?
I mean, yeah, it does matter.
I guess it is every contact. Yeah. I think you can do one more attack while in the air.
Okay. So flurry of blows gives me 2 unarmed strikes.
So the first one can be.
Yeah. That's a 21.
Yep.
Okay.
And roll wisdom save.
Yep. 17.
Yep, you're good.
Okay. And the unarmed strike does 6 damage.
Okay.
And then I land,
Yes.
and then I will do my second unarmed strike and
Yep.
attempt to punch him again. That is a 14.
I believe that hits. Yeah, that hits for sure. I don't need to look.
Okay. Second unarmed strike does 9 damage, and then I'll roll the wisdom saving throw again.
Yep.
That one is a 9, so I'm probably stuck.
You are frozen in place. Fist outstretched.
Alright. And then lastly, I will my shadow will go ahead and attempt to strike. Let's see. Alright. So yeah, my shadow is gonna go ahead and roll to hit, and that is a 24.
Yep.
The shadow is also gonna use a flurry of blows of its own.
Sure.
So it's going to attack one more time, and that one's a 12.
12 damage.
No, that 12 to hit on the flurry of blows.
That misses.
Okay, so the shadow does 13 damage.
He's dead.
Oh,
No.
So that whole communication didn't even happen. You don't have to worry about it, Daneth. No one saw it. It
Close
didn't
was I?
It
How
all
close
happened.
was I?
It happened in here.
It's like we show it, and
Oh
then
wait,
like
no,
the actual
he's not
flashback
dead. He's not dead because I was counting. You did 25, right, Daneth?
I did 25.
Okay, I was still counting that. So technically,
Oh.
it's 14.
I need this.
So 56 minus 7 from Varel's first attack is 49. Minus 6 is 43. Minus 14 is 29. So Daneth kills him on Daneth's turn.
Wow. After the communication.
Yeah, after the communication, Daneth does
Very
in
nice.
fact do the deed. Retconned, Daneth's intimidation tactic works? Question mark. Congratulations to only Daneth, because no one else did.
Yeah, I get all the XP. No. Last
Dude.
hit mechanics here.
DMs who do leveling via XP why are you wasting your time? Excellent work, gamers. Nice job.
I'm so happy, dude.
Varel jumps, freezes in place on the second punch, and Silisario then at the end of his turn is permitted to, take this damage and then move a little bit, and then you see Daneth threaten Silisario, and then essentially nothing, no response, and then Daneth looses 2 arrows. And they strike the first in the back of Silisario, right at the middle of his back. And then the second crashes through his skull and comes out the other side spinning, and shattered skull pieces erupt out of the front of his face. And you see this blue fiery energy pushing out of his head in all directions. This weird, mysterious, non-human head he's created for himself. And the scythe begins to jitter and then shatter along the staff and up the blade, and it explodes into a million pieces, and the cloak begins to shudder to and fro, and it falls to the ground, and the body evaporates, and the cloak flies off in the wind.
And I'm going to stylishly mount my bow back. Not like a sword, but however you do a bow on my back.
Well,
And
I'd
then
like
dab.
to know. I'd like to know. I'd like to know.
Varel
Does not dab.
Varel is still like this, just standing like this, pretending he's
Yeah,
still stuck.
I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna go walk over, and pat Varel on the back.
He's just
Oh,
gonna stand there.
Work.
He just wants to pretend he's stuck for a while.
Elf's gonna jump over the fountain
Yeah.
and walk over to Jader and be like, "Hey, what's up? Can I borrow your arm for a sec?"
Ooh, yes, please.
She'll like groom him a little bit and be like, "You can go."
Do you
That's
give it all
ripples.
to him? It's not how I
Well-
meant to say that.
I don't know if we have that
It's gonna
kind
be
of
an ooh
relationship,
woo.
but
Oh, Dave.
I'm trying to be hip with the time.
How do you want to split the health?
how much health are you missing?
I'm missing 23.
That's it. Okay, I'll give you 23, and then I have 2 more.
Hey.
Feel like anybody else need a little band-aid?
I could use a little pick me up.
Okay, and I'll go and give the other 2
Amanda, I'm so sorry.
Elion.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here we go.
Excellent.
I'm innocent, I tell you.
Figured he was hurt more, right? Figured Jada was
Um,
hurt more.
I think so.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well done, gamers.
Boom.
So
This is easy. Easy game.
easy game, dude.
I will be seeing y'all in about a month first.
And that's it. That's all I wrote. You're still on this great bridge,
your
and
step.
the combat is over. You're free to move about the cabin.
I go crawling on my hands and knees, and I look down the hole.
Can you see a Rello down there?
You can make out very little from this far, but you do see a figure from the top that looks like Arello, and he is walking away, and he walks north, and he sort of disappears. Like, not literally disappears, but just fades out of view. It's still nighttime.
Alright, see you later.
I go look through the robes of Silisario to see if I find anything interesting.
Not really.
No.
There was a time where I entertained giving someone a scythe, but but I elected not to.
It already exploded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shattered into pieces.
Turn my scythe into pieces.
Oh my god.
Sorry, we already
So
have
everyone,
a decapitating sword, so Death's
Right,
scythe
right.
might be a little much.
I'm curious about the fountain. I kind of want to go explore. Do I find
okay.
anything in the fountain?
Ooh.
Elencia was there once.
I didn't see really anything of note.
Yeah, it's mostly just a fountain that isn't on anymore. But you sense that there's some kind of very ahead of its time water pumping system that pumps water from the lake up to the fountain through a central pillar, and then it filters back down into the lake. And it all uses gravitational potential energy. And anytime you want to talk about it, I'm here.
I just like pull up a chair. I'm like, so
What do you have to teach me?
gravitational potential energy, huh?
Yeah.
Please tell me more about that,
The same-
almighty God.
The same principle by which turbines that are in dams work. It's water contains a lot of latent energy.
I see,
Anyway.
I understand.
Yes. Capillary action, etc. Bernoulli's principle. Whatever.
Elle walks by, tail just kind of like does a little hit. Elion real quick, like, let's go.
Come on.
Let's go. We gotta go.
So yeah, there's this expanse before you.
She's just gonna start. She wants to go.
Sure. There's
Maybe
about
sit
400
down.
more meters, a fourth mile of bridge left, and as you walk across, there is it's really pretty. Aside from the fact that you just fought the god of death and he was quite frightening, it's a gorgeous expanse. I mean, as you look to your right, you see the endless desert, and then the ocean peeking over the horizon. The moon is shining from above, and on your left is the Dwem Flatlands, which is sort of the main part of the country, which is just past the mountains you're currently on. And before you is the second part of the castle. And as you enter from the back, it rather than looking like the previous castle place, which was like a grand, throne room, this section is more like a lot of offshooting doors to like administrative areas, housing, and a sort of central staircase area. And I'll just save you the trouble. I didn't design there to be things here. And there is more laying in wait for this mid-season finale, so we'll move forward. I know, typically if I were running a D&D game, I wouldn't do this kind of thing. If you wanted to explore this, I would just improv it anyway. But since we are a show, and we have beats to hit, we're gonna hit them. So, affront the castle, there is there's a great staircase, very Campaign 1 style, the staircase leading to Impor Boss. It's a great mountain stair that leads all the way down. This is a little bit thinner than that, though. It's more like a proper staircase, but it is etched into the side of the mountain eons ago by the ancient Dwomish civilization, and it leads down the mountainside to the north. And you can see two peaks to your left to the north, standing alone amidst the flatlands. And, you could definitely... It's nighttime. How you choose to spend your time is up to you. And also where you want to go. So, whether you want to rest on the stairs or not, totally up to you. And whether or not you want to, where you want to go. Yeah, very, very similar to the 1,000 Steps or whatever it's called, up to the throat of the world in Skyrim. Very similar to that.
Do you guys think that people can't die now because we killed death?
You want to find out?
I find that hard to believe. If that really was death, well, I'm not too impressed. I don't think someone...
Considering what we just learned in our little visit through the caverns, something tells me these aren't real gods to begin with.
Mm-hmm. They're just
didn't fight like one.
imposters.
Sus!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I told you it was big sussy.
Did you say big sussy?
Yeah.
It was sad sussy or salad sussy.
Oh,
whatever
okay.
the death thing was.
Silisario, but it's fine.
Silly sussy.
Yeah.
I told you he
It's
was
a
big
man.
sussy.
Big. I told you. Let's just be clear. I told you he was big sussy.
Well, shall we rest or shall we continue?
Thanks to L's healing powers, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know how everyone else is feeling.
I'm feeling acceptable.
Acceptable is a good word, yeah.
I feel like it's honestly better to travel at night so we're not too hot.
Fair. Let's
we
keep
can
going
take a
then.
break in the morning.
So is our next stop Iptek? Pirello said he would meet us there, right? Or maybe I didn't hear that.
What did he say to Haddock?
Do we not want to go to the peaks?
I'm sick of mountains.
But our brinks could get stronger. If it's
This is
anything
true.
like last time.
Might be worth a visit then.
My vote is for that.
It's kind of on the way.
And toward the peaks.
The Twin Peaks. See what I did there?
I did.
All right, I'm game. I'm game for another mountain climbing
Wow.
expedition.
Easily swayed.
No more mountains after this, but
I'm game.
What? And stronger? Okay.
Okay.
You had me at stronger brinks. I want my hole to be bigger.
it's gonna be an ooh from me, dog.
That is going to be an ee-wee from me, dog.
I'm just saying.
He's just saying. Big sussy. I told you. Excellent. Well, as you get to the bottom of the mountains, it's just turning morning, and the Dwem Flatlands are sort of this like clay-rich soil area north of the mountains, and it's a very like reddish soil, sort of in that like in between of desert and Greenland, not Greenland the country, but like green lands. And there is grass and there are ponds and streams and trees, but it's just a little more sparse than your typical area. And
There
it
like
is,
a
yeah,
cave down there, like a little nook that we could like.
there
take
is a
rest
little
in.
like just to the left of the staircase. There's a little like, not an entry or anything, and it doesn't have an overhang, but there's a little inlet in the mountain pass where you could like reasonably lean up against the wall.
And do a little cat nap.
Little rest.
Wouldn't mind a short rest.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay,
do it.
so we'll do a
Rest
short
it up.
rest. You can spend. Well, Danny says short rest because it's a long rest for him. Right, Danny?
No, it's not. I get all my key points back on a short rest.
Oh, okay. But yes,
would
you
anybody like to heal hit dice?
yes, that's the big thing. Hit dice. You can.
Because
do.
I can play a Song of Rest, which gives you an extra D6 when you do that. Which I'm gonna do, because I think it's a good idea.
Well. Oh, right.
As we're doing a short rest, yeah.
Yeah.
Daneth L, do you guys want to use hit dice?
Yeah. Do
by
you
any
want to?
chance?
Do you want to use hit dice to refresh some health here?
Yeah, sure. I'll do one.
Then you get an extra D6.
All right. Perfect.
I think I'm good. I'm like healed up.
All right. So I get.
What's up? Are you good?
Well,
Six,
I'm
eight,
fine.
two,
Yeah, I was just laughing at something that
All right.
Danger's thought.
Oh, okay.
True.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
We have a mental connection.
yeah. I cast. Wait, what was it? I cast message on adef.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this, but when I'm running this show, I actually am in the world. I'm in.
It's true.
Stuff works. Anyway. Yeah, something's weird. Something's off. Great, short rest.
Very
Excellent. Danny regains key points. Everybody can regain as many hit dice as they so choose. And those are spent, and you cannot get them back until next long rest. Yeah, chill. Everybody cool to move on?
Bueno.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Excellent. So, where I'm on the wrong document. There we go. So, we chose to go to Adella's Peaks, correct?
Yeah.
I will pull up the map.
Ready for some
everybody.
mountain climbing?
That's
a
what
short
that's
little
what
stubby
that's what
legs.
Jader said. So Adella's Peak,
My
just
God,
north.
Vader.
Can't be everybody. Adella's Peak is just north, and as you're walking through, it is a very sort of there's an interesting aura about the land. And Elion, these are lands you've traveled. so you're
unbeknownst to everybody.
Yes, you're recognizing landmarks. Like, oh, this is a place that you played, or here's where you learn to drive. I don't know. This is your hometown. So you the peaks are just before you. Many miles, and after your short rest, which takes you into late morning, it's not until like mid-afternoon that you make it to Adella's peaks. And there's
hang on, Fan, can you come help me with this?
Just swap back. Just swap back.
Okay.
I was wondering why Fant was going like this the whole time. It's because the headphones are just like broken. I hope everyone enjoyed that bit.
All right, me and you next, Danny.
Okay.
Oh, hey.
Oh, I didn't switch back for the switchback, but now you're just back. Reasonably, Fant and I could switch mid-episode, but it would take a while. If we took like a, depending on traffic, 45 to 25 minute break.
Hey.
Really depends on traffic, but you know. Also, just a reminder, if you're tuning in, you are watching Speedrunners and Dragons Campaign 2, Episode 8. This is the mid-season finale. There won't be another episode for another month, 4 weeks before our next episode. We've done 3 episodes in a row, so we're just taking a little break. It's like spring break or summer break, but for this show, and it's much shorter. Or much longer if it was spring break.
Much sadder break.
Yes. But we'll obviously be back and better than ever, but there's plenty more content tonight. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube. You can find that at youtube.com/speedrunnersdragons. We're on the push for 10,000. Help us get there. Tell your friends. And this is a great opportunity to catch up. You have 4 weeks. If you're missing out on content, or if you're already caught up on Campaign 2, just watch Campaign 1. You could easily tackle Campaign 1 in like a week and a half. Easy. 4 weeks, that's like twice that much. And as Haddock and Elion and Veryl's players will tell you, Campaign 1 is great.
If you were really dedicated, you could tackle it in less than 2 days.
If you were... Is that true?
Yeah, I don't think we had 48 hours. Did we?
We might. I can find out by looking at the length of the playlist. I know this is dumb, but I just kind of want to know. 3.5 hours plus 3 hours 15 is 6 hours 45, plus 4:10 is 10:55, plus 4:12 is 14. We'll just go to nearest whole number. So 14,
hours.
18, 22, 27, 31, 36, 39, up to 43.5, 48, 49. Over 50 hours of content.
That's a lot.
Wow.
Over 50 hours of content.
I will sustain you.
You could still do it in less than 2 days if you watch on 1.25 speed.
Yes, that's true. It would also be miserable to listen to, but yes.
All right, my headphones are repaired.
Excellent. Okay, so we are at the base of Adella's peaks. These two twin mountains, which their peaks rival each other. They're about the same height, and they're quite tall, and they stand completely alone. It's a very odd geographical feature, and geological feature for what it's worth. And as you approach from the south, let's have everybody roll perception, please.
17 for a duck.
Elion?
Perception 17.
Veryl?
15.
Jader?
N.
Alencia?
8. Pathetic.
Daneth?
Still roll. I got 14.
So Haddock... Veryl, what did you get?
15.
Okay. Veryl, Haddock, and Elion, the Campaign 1 boys. You...
I was sleeping.
You see... sort of walking as you're walking towards the mountains, you know, you're sort of on the lookout for anything of note, because your goal is to, you know, find the Brink place inside the mountains. And Elion, this is not a site you experienced much, not for really any particular reason. It's just not. Nobody ever said there was anything there.
Right.
And there's no easy way to climb it. The one feature you do remember is that the base of the mountains is like sheer cliff face. It's really strange. It's like sheer flat rock, and then it becomes an incline for like the first 100 feet. So it's incredibly difficult to climb, and actually has become somewhat of a sport climbing spot for like the real adventurous people of Liseptia. Like, if you're a mountain climber in Liseptia and that's your thing and you're trying to hone your craft, like, this is the place. So you do see some like pitons every once in a while that have been placed or taken out, or holes that were like filed in by various climbers.
Is anybody climbing right now?
Yeah, there is a guy alone.
How is there a guy?
How is there a guy?
How is there a guy?
There's a guy like 400, man, Campaign 1 references, like 450 feet above you. Like, you can hardly even tell if he's moving, but he is.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
If you want to know how is there a guy, you got to watch Campaign 1. I'm not even going to tell you which episode it's in. I know, but I'm not going to tell you. You just got to find it.
Hey, you gotta watch it yourself and find out by subscribing to Speedrunners and Dragons on YouTube.
Damn straight. So the three of you do notice, however, on your approach, that there is sort of a mural in the style of those that you saw in the tunnel. And this one seems to be faded a little bit because it's been in direct sunlight and rain, etc. And it is at ground level, but it's big. It's like 20 feet wide, 15 feet tall.
Is it just like on the mountain? Like
yeah,
at
it's
the
on the
base?
mountainside at the base, sort of in between the two peaks. And because the two peaks valley above the ground. They valley here, and then there's still that sheer cliff face.
Okay.
And the mural is there. And you, having seen it, were able to walk up to it. And it appears to be... it looks like the 8 research team members. And they're all there. And they're big. I mean, they're very tall, and a lot of this, you gather, is probably embellished. Commissioned by them, no doubt. But they're very tall figures, and they're all drinking. They're at some kind of celebration. It's just the 8 of them, and they're cheersing. They're all cheersing to each other.
Great night in the town. Okay.
Night on the town. Excellent.
Do any of them have familiar features?
Well, I can depict what they all look like. In fact, Elion, roll investigation for me, would you?
Sure. That is a fat 8.
Well, I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
Can I give him advantage by also trying to inspect it? Like, I would be trying to look at this closer too.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Advantage it is.
Well, I
That's a
think
fact.
Veryl's just gonna roll himself.
That works.
Oh
too.
well, when two people try to do the same thing, generally, like, just it's considered help or whatever. I can roll it myself if you want.
Really? Oh, this is genuinely a thing I did not know.
Okay, yeah, you can just give somebody advantage if you're both trying to like accomplish the same thing usually.
Okay, well, Elion, what was it? Tell us.
13.
Okay, that's fine.
That's better.
So, from left to right, there is a, on the far left, there is, oh god, why did I not label them the way they actually should have been? Oh, I'll just swap those. Okay. So on the far left, there is a figure that is, actually, let me write this down, sorry. Eight, so 2, 4, 6. Okay. So on the far left, there is a figure that is sort of reluctantly cheersing, it looks like. Not because he dislikes them or anything. He just looks kind of... is verklempt?
What word was that?
Verklempt? No, not the word I meant. Verklempt is like overcome with emotion. I was trying to say that he's like he looks kind of like just like he doesn't really look happy to be doing anything. He's just kind of like very low emotion. And he's kind of reluctantly cheersing. And he's wearing very dark clothes. And directly to the right of him is a very tall woman with long, flowing red hair. And she is very emphatically cheersing. To the right of her is a sort of grizzled-looking man with a big beard, big white beard, or gray beard, and the hair pulled into like a ponytail. And he's a little bit shorter than she is, and he's got a bit of a gut, and he is all in. I mean, he's clearly having a great time. Directly to the right of him is the tallest figure, a very burly-looking man, with great stature, and he's face on. He's in like 2D face on. The rest of them are profile, like facing him almost, and he's head on, and he is holding up, cheersing very emphatically, and he looks to be talking. Directly to the right of him is the shortest figure. It looks to be a very young man. And he is directly to the right of this guy, and the tallest one has his hand on the head of the young man. Directly to the right of that young individual are two figures who look very similar, one male, one female, and they are arm in arm hammered, having a great time. And directly to the right of them is the final figure, which is a woman in very long, flowing clothing, and she looks too good to be here. Like, she doesn't care. But she's cheersing reluctantly for a very different reason than the man on the far left. And as you're investigating, Elion, are there any figures you want to investigate, like, the most? Or anybody you want to pay attention to?
Probably can I say two, I guess?
Sure.
Because the two on the left kind of remind me of figures that we've come across already, I suppose.
The two on the far left?
Yeah.
Sure. So on what would you like what are you looking for?
I don't know if maybe I can draw some resemblance to that, I guess.
Who do you think they look like?
The god of death we just fought, and also the fiery god that we fought at the beginning.
Emoth.
Yes.
They do look like perhaps young versions of those two.
Okay.
Or younger.
Yeah.
Not young.
Just kind of like the gears are turning in my head, I suppose, and putting the pieces together that, you know, the story seems pretty credible. You know, the one that we started to fabricate. And I'm just kind of, you know, like stroking my chin, like pondering it, I guess.
Would anyone else like to get a closer look?
Yes. I'm wondering if the younger fella with a hand on his head, if that's where my blade came from. That who was my
Getston?
Yes. If that's who Getston killed.
His soul would be trapped in your sword then, yeah?
It would be.
A fragment of his soul is trapped in the Vorpal blade, yes.
Can I see if my sword reacts when I hold it up?
Nothing happens. But Jader, roll perception for me, please.
That would be 4.
All right. It's a painting.
It sure is.
Well, it's more like
Beautiful
a frieze that was at one point painted, and the colors have faded a little bit.
Right.
But it's still etched. Anybody else have any queries?
I do.
You're not allowed to have any.
I know.
Your queries are over.
No, you can wonder more things. That's fine.
That was
I will say, Jader, that you don't really know. I mean, you may surmise that this might be him, but you don't know.
Sure.
But it might be.
And my sword did not react.
What do those twins look like? A little more closely. I've never heard of twin gods before. Or has Veral heard of twin gods before?
I mean, like, you specifically probably... But your culture is more in tune with the spirits.
Yeah.
So probably not. I mean, like, the gods have fallen out of common lore for, like, 150 years. So, like, what you know is about, like, the big ones, and, like, some of you know a little bit, but, like, everybody has hated them for, like, 150 years, right? So there is very little, like, spoken about.
Well, Veral's gonna pose the question to the group then. Has anyone ever heard of gods that were twins?
I'm gonna say that probably nobody has.
No idea what you're talking about, Mural.
Well, they look like twins right there.
I've always known of spirits more than the gods. Sorry.
Veral's been smelling too much mud.
I'm not crazy. They look like twins.
Veral, why don't you roll perception for me?
Okay. 14.
As you're looking at the twins and you're, like, looking back and forth at the gang, looking at the twins, something shiny catches your eye towards the center of the... towards, like, the top of the center of the art, as you're doing one of your double takes.
Can I reach it? Is it high up?
It is high. It appears to be, like, the goblets in their various hands. The goblet in the center figure, the tallest one's hand, looks to be real.
How high up off the ground is it?
13 feet.
Shortest person is asking.
Hey, Hadak, how tall are you?
I am very tall, 6'8".
How tall are you, Veral?
5'10".
So hear me out. Hey, Veral, can you perhaps, if you so choose, jump on Hadak's shoulders, and maybe we'll have enough height to get that goblet. It looks important. I can't do it.
I kind of butt in and I say, I have a much more more fun option that doesn't involve climbing on each other. If you'd like to try.
What you got?
Hadak, do you mind being a test dummy?
Sure.
I would like to cast Enlarge on Hadak. And what this does is the target size doubles in all dimensions. Its weight multiplies by 8.
In how many dimensions?
In all dimensions.
You get wider and taller and thicker.
I'm not
with,
sure.
like,
I'm not sure.
4 C's.
I'm not sure those are the dimensions Hadak was curious about.
Hey, that also applies to everything equally.
Yeah.
It's true.
So the spell.
Yeah. Is there like is it a?
Does this also affect Hadak's clothing or only Hadak?
Everything that they are carrying matches their new size.
Okay.
Does it change anything about them other than their size?
Targets when they attack, they deal 1d4 extra damage. They're also 8 times heavier.
Okay.
Nice.
Hadak,
and they would have to make a Constitution saving throw if they were unwilling.
Are you unwilling?
He did just agree to be a test dummy.
Oh, that's true. Mm-hmm. So Hadak, you doubled in size.
Yeah, you're now 13 feet tall.
Yeah, you can easily reach the goblet.
Let me just snatch that then. Is it like this tiny goblet? Oh. Put that down there.
I reach up.
This lasts for a minute, by the way.
It's a normal size goblet, so you can hold it between your fingers now. And he also becomes elongated in time. Yeah, relativity begins to affect him. The goblet, you pull it out and you bring it down to ground level. and who was there? Elion, Haddock, and Varel roll perception.
21.
That is 6.
This looks an awful lot like the goblets you've seen in the previous Dwarmish civilization places. You cut a little bit of blood into the thing.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Are we all doing it?
Is this a group
Help
thing?
me.
Oh, my turn.
This is a group thing.
The groupest thing.
As you pour your blood, just a drop even, into the goblet, what happens? Let's find out. A slot opens just beneath the artwork, just like a little, and a tablet, just like a thin piece of rock, maybe 2 inches thick, slides out, and there are 8 tiles. You know how Adef loves his tile puzzles. And there are 8 tiles with distinct iconography on each. And suddenly, 8 slots open beneath each of the persons. And I will detail for you what the tiles are. And the tiles can be picked up and moved, so it doesn't matter their relative order right now. I'm just going to name them. On the first tile, which again, doesn't matter that it's first, 2 identical figures fighting alongside each other. They're like arm in arm with 2 identical swords. And they both have the same face, but one of them, as you turn the tile to and fro, one of the faces changes. The next one, there is just a flame on it. The one after that, there are 2 men with armor that has the same icon on it, like, a lion or whatever. 2 men on the same
insignia.
Emblem, insignia, both of these work. 2 guys with armor with the same insignia appear to be fighting each other, one of them stabbing the other one. There is one with a hand touching a person who appears to be frozen. There is one that just looks like a bright light. There is one with a big wave on it. There is one with a music note and the sun. And there is one with a person...
Those were 2, music note and the sun were together?
That's together. And then there is one with a person dancing and the moon.
Person dancing what?
And the moon.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to take off my headphones for 2 seconds to readjust my hat.
I had no idea you were wearing a
I know,
hat.
I didn't know you were wearing a hat either.
Because it's so
Kinda blew
dark.
my mind a little
wearing
bit.
a hat earlier on.
It's really dark.
It's because you got your hair coming out the front, so it looks like that's
Yeah.
all we could see behind the headphones.
There you go, see?
Did you say there were 8 tiles? I think I missed the first one.
8 tiles, 8 persons. The first one was 2 identical figures fighting alongside each other, arm in arm, and when you turn it, one of their faces changes.
Well, I think we know Chi Moth is probably the flame, and the frozen one is probably the curmudgeon-looking guy on the end.
Curmudgeon.
Curmudgeon is a great word for what
I
was
love
trying to
that.
say.
For the far left dude. Death. Pizza guy.
Silasario.
Syrian. Silisario.
Yeah.
Caesarian.
Caesarean.
Yeah, that guy. That
Yeah.
guy.
The opposite
We
of
know
death.
that far right is. You already said far right?
I don't believe so.
Probably Shima. Flame.
Yeah. I think Chi-Moth is the flame.
The
Chimoth
red-haired
is
woman.
Chimoth is the red-haired woman is in a different location than the far right, I will say.
She's the second one
to the left, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay.
There's another kind of like rich and toity woman on the right side.
Yeah, on the far right.
Hmm.
It's less rich and toity, it's more like
Okay. Okay.
Like long flowing clothing,
like
flower,
a person who
flower
would dance
bracelets.
under the moonlight.
Why don't we do person dancing in the moon for that
Or
one?
musically inclined.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't get the order of the. I didn't write down the order.
So
for,
obviously
people.
the twins, there's two that basically are dealing with two people on one slot, but we don't know which one is which.
Do either of the painting twins have a particularly interesting face?
Distinguishing features.
Or are they depicted mostly the same?
No, but I will say something you've just now noticed about the two of them is that one of them looks to be singing, and is that the woman or the man? Hang on. The woman appears to be singing, and she's on the left, and on the right, the man appears to be reaching for some kind of instrument.
Okay.
That makes
so
me think.
the woman is music
Sun
and
and
the
moon.
man is dancing? No, maybe not.
Well, yeah, I would guess the sun and moon go together, so scratch the two identical ones, and the last two tiles, I think, denote the twins, but which one's which?
Hmm.
We have any knowledge of history that would about the gods that would give us any indication? Because
There is. I don't know if I want to give it to you, but one of the tiles is divulged in the lore dump, kind of, from episode 1.
gotcha.
One of the ones that is not obvious.
So
Well,
we have
the
8
leader of the
tiles and 4
gods.
spots. Is that what? Sorry, just.
What'd you say, Daneth?
We have 8 tiles that we went over, and then we have 4 places to put tiles.
No, 8
We have
tiles. 8 tiles, 8 people.
Okay.
So the leader of the gods is the one who duped the king into thinking that the son was not his. That's what we know about him.
Daughter, but yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
I will say you know more about that story, and I'll just tell you. And I'm not going to say anything that's not in the lore dump. You recall that at this time, it was Stefania the First. Her husband, who was from Castash, believed that they had been trying to get pregnant for a long time, if you'll recall, and they were
Yes.
unable, and then she became pregnant, and he believed it could not have been his.
So he made a deal with a god.
He made a deal with the chiefest of the gods, and the chiefest of the gods said, "All right, I'll tell you who it is."
Elion, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you who it is that is the father, but only right after the child is born, and that man must die. And he was like, "Deal, baby, that's sick. This works out fine for me." And day of the birth, one of the guards, as the child is born, and as this man, God, what is his name? Sorry, I'm going to the timeline, baby.
King Cyril?
Cyril, yes. King Cyril, the guard, as he holds his child that is clearly his on the day of its birth, one of the guards walks up, and the guard's face changes from the guard's face to the face of Elion, and this man
Right.
slits Cyril's throat and escapes.
Okay.
Oh, I know that's twins fighting alongside each other. Same one of the faces changed with an angle. 2 faces.
Yeah, the two identical figures fighting alongside each other, and then one face changes. It seems very like.
That
Yeah.
seems pretty.
Or it could be the armor with the stabbing. No. No.
I think that's a safe bet, having the sort of like holographic face one
Yeah.
go to the large man in the center who has his hand on the small one's head.
Yeah, do we notice anything else about the smaller guy with the hand on his head? Is there anything?
Jader, you specifically, I mean, your inclination is right, and Jader is smart enough to know that you're probably right about who you think it is. And you specifically, Jader, do know what his Brink does.
Oh yeah, I do. I was like, I do? I do. So Yeah. Can I tell them?
It's up to you.
So I know what a certain god's Brink does. He had a power.
You would know his name because he was Getsthen's enemy.
I can't remember what his.
No, I'm telling you. I'm just telling you that
Okay.
you know. Ureneth.
I actually remember you saying that. Ureneth had a power had a Brink called Killing Call, and if successful, the target is instantly swayed to fight and die for him, for Ureneth.
Oh, we have the people fighting
man
each
with
other.
armor.
The arm. Yeah.
Yeah, one stabbing the other.
And people in the armor.
Yeah, turning on your friends.
Yep.
Okay. So that one will go to the small figure with the hand on his head.
And it's Aurelian has his hand on Ureneth's head, just to be clear.
Right.
It's not the child going like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. over to see if
So what
those
we got?
might
We've got
Bright light.
the
and
holographic
big wave.
face, the flame, the two men fighting. Sun and moon we sort of have, but we don't know which is which.
We have the
We
hand
have
touching the
hand
frozen
touching the frozen guy. Yeah, so light and wave are the two that are remaining, and
Right.
those go to the woman on the end, who is sort of on her own.
And the
hippie
bearded guy.
and the bearded guy. Yeah.
I will
Do
say.
we just
about the
trial and
bearded.
error them?
I will say.
Okay.
You have fought more than 2 gods already.
That's true. We did fight the plant
Yeah.
lady.
The lady on the end, I bet,
Yeah.
is her.
She,
And
she
she
was
made you
bright light,
age.
right?
She made
Yeah.
you age. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a light that surrounded her.
She was bright light.
Far right lady. Yakta, I believe was her name.
Nice
Yep.
job, Jader.
You've
Remembering
She ate, my,
names.
she ate my brother, dude. Of course I'm gonna remember that.
So that leaves water for Mr. Poseidon there with the long beard.
With a long beard.
Job,
Janeth's
team.
brother.
So
Damn it, are you related to that guy?
So then
I
the
don't think
question
you heard me.
is, what are you doing with the other 2?
Oof.
Well, assuming that we think nothing bad will happen if we get it wrong, we can just try both.
Sure.
You said the lady singing,
Yeah, and,
and
the man.
the guy is reaching for an instrument.
Correct.
Is one wearing brightly colored clothing and one
The
wearing...
woman is wearing has like brighter hair and brighter colored clothing.
Call her
Alright.
the sun then.
And the man in the moon?
The man in the moon.
Man in the moon.
As you place these 8 expertly identified tablets,
With literally no help from anybody else.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
no reminders of lore or previous encounters.
Just knew it all.
You did do almost all the detective work on your own, to be fair. They slide into place and close in front, and you begin to feel a shaking in the ground, and you see the guy climbing 450 feet above, and he's like, fuck, and he loses grip, and he's falling, and there's no ropes, I guess, because he's free soloing.
I
And-
react and cast Featherfall on him.
And he's, and he lands like 20 feet to the left of you guys, and he takes his climbing gear off and throws it on the ground. He's like, I think it's time for a career change. And he just walks away, and he's off to decide to do something else with his life. Maybe spend more time with his kids. Who knows?
Or not come back as a villain.
Erg.
Maybe the
Hell yeah.
anti-Brink coalition will hire him. Yeah, it's time to remind you guys that there are other people in this campaign. When will they come back? Who knows? I literally don't know. Anyway.
And the pirates.
Yes, pirates. There's wow, who's this guy doing world building? Wild. 2 windows open on the inner sides of both mountains, and a blue light emanates from the mountain on the left and shoots into something on the mountain on the right, and the portrait begins to split in the middle, and a staircase forms downwards.
I think we found it.
Hey, Vero,
Dang, I was
can
kind
we
of looking
go.
at climbing.
you give me some night vision?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Wait, or do I not know that you gave it to me?
I don't know.
I don't think
I don't know if you
He didn't
know.
mention anything.
No.
That's
You
true.
just put your hand on my shoulder and said you'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, up to you to know whether that. I don't know. You
Raise in
wanna
the back of your
you
head.
wanna roll to know? What's the give him a check for intelligence or
Perception.
something.
Roll perception. And Varel rolled deception.
Oh my goodness, Vera with deception.
Interesting.
I don't know if I was trying to deceive, more just like
You gotta
a
roll
lie of
something.
a mission.
You gotta roll something.
Oh well, it was not a good roll.
Yeah, mine wasn't good
Deception.
either.
Okay, well,
9.
you have to say.
1.
Okay. Jader, you do know. You surmise that Varel did this.
Vera, can I have some of that night vision?
And Varel, you're like, it's a little surprising that he knows.
Well, we just had a rest, and I'm trying to save my key points. But okay, I guess we could also just try with a torch.
Okay.
If things get hairy, I'll do it down there.
Okay, yeah, it might be lit.
That's gonna be a new move from me, dog.
It might be lit downstairs. We'll see.
Yes.
We will see.
Yeah, we'll
Is it
see.
lit
Or we
downstairs?
might lack seeing. It depends.
Yes. Feel free to light a torch if you so choose. But anybody who lights a torch, do keep track of that. Because your
I wanna light
adventurer
one.
kit or whatever has a finite number of torches. And eventually, we will come across a shop in this campaign. It's very possible I've just forgotten. But there will be buying eventually.
I need to buy some
I'm
more
buying
arrows.
some
I'm almost
food.
out.
Elle likes buying meat.
Wait. Daneth, you've actually been keeping track of your arrows?
Yeah, I got 3 arrows left.
That's an inspiration point, baby. That's an inspiration point right there.
I didn't know we had a limited number of arrows.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played with anyone who's kept track of their arrows.
I'm looking to stop in the Liseptian iteration of Head Here.
Yeah, Head Here was a little too stacked. That was a
Okay.
little too powerful. In the moment.
What? It's 1
Them
HP.
pillows.
I know, but it's for free every time you rest. That improv was too good for you. And it was so early in the campaign. That was like episode 3.
It's a cursed pillow that has a chance to remove an HP too.
Ooh, wow.
You gotta take the chance.
So anyway, you light the torch, and as you begin to descend, blue torches also light as you get far enough down, and the door behind you shuts. And you descend for a while. And Elion, you seem to remember that there were rumors that there was ancient cavern systems below Dwome. And you sort of got the inkling of that from the strongholds that you had been in below Fort Beren and below the mesa. Like, those may have been slightly put there or whatever, and then there was the tunnel beneath as well that went up into the mountains. Like, these sort of already existed, you gather, but the Dwomish civilization sort of used them to their benefit. But there is rumored a large cavern system deep beneath the surface. And as you travel below, it opens up after you're going down the stairs for like 10 minutes. It opens up into this massive cave. And it is, your torch, lights some areas of it, and there is water on either side of this platform you're walking across. And to your left, there is a massive statue of Elion. And to your right, there's a massive statue of his son, Urenith, and the two of them are locked swords above you, above the pass. They're huge. They're like 100 feet tall. And behind them and in front of you is a massive facade of a palace. And it's carved directly in to the side of the cave. I don't know if any of you know what Petra Jordan is. It's a real place Have you seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
I thought
Yep,
that's
you
what
all
were
should
going
have.
with.
It's that place.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is a real place in the real world called Petra, Jordan. It's a
Canyon of the Crescent Moon.
not really called
Yes.
that in
Oh,
real
yeah,
life.
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
actually
yeah,
called
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but
But Petra
where the
Jordan
Holy
was
Grail is.
little history lesson. A civilization really made a city out of the walls of this canyon, basically, in Jordan, at this place called Petra, and that building is a bank, I think. The inside of the building is not where they actually filmed. They filmed the exteriors in real life in Jordan for Indiana Jones, but the interior is a set at like Universal or Warner Brothers or whatever. But yeah, it's like a bank made out of the wall, and you can go see it. It still exists. Anyway, it's a cool place. I imagine I'd like to go someday. It looks like that. It's this massive, carved into the black walls of the cavern building, and blue torches are in the windows along the sides, and there are pillars, and the blue light sort of emanates off of the ponds that surround the statues. The statues kind of come out of the ponds. Do you proceed?
Yes, I do proceed.
Do we hear anything strange, or is it just silent?
No, it's just silent.
Running water.
Not even running. It's just stagnant pond water.
Are there any
Did we
mosquitoes?
throw a rock
It was like
in
there's
there,
little bugs in
Daneth?
there, and
Or are you just plowing through the water, Daneth?
Well, there's a pathway in between
Yeah,
the
there's
two
a
statues,
pathway.
Okay,
and
okay,
the swords cross
My
above
Who do you
the
think I
pathway.
am, Jader?
I didn't know. Maybe you're a good swimmer. I don't know.
I'm a dwarf. I sink like a rock.
Natural born sprinter, though.
Yes.
you
We were
carry
lost
stuff.
across
Just gonna
country.
walk too. Yeah.
Sure. So as you make it to the entrance of this like wall palace thing, the inside seems to be just a big room. One room with 8 seats. There are 8 chairs carved out of stone, surrounding a pedestal, a sort of round, almost like the basin of a fountain, sort of pedestal. And
How
there
many
is.
seats were in the last cave that Elle and Steven were in?
There were like 3 or 4, I think. That
Or,
seemed
like 6.
that seemed to be like more primitive. I wouldn't read into
Yeah.
that, is what I'll say. I wouldn't read into
Right,
the
right.
number of
That's-
seats in the previous cave. That was just an off-the-cuff
Okay.
number. This one is
Okay.
8 for sure.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, that one wasn't. I was just sort of thought of a number.
Mhm.
To be like very honest. But above this pedestal is a sphere made of metal, and there is a basin beneath it.
Is it floating?
The sphere is floating above the basin. Yes.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, you touch it and nothing happens. This is a
What does it
big.
It's a
mean?
way out of here.
I'm gonna try and push it. See if it moves or if it's stuck in place.
It's stuck in place.
Okay.
And
Can
the
I see if
basin.
my sword reacts to it really quick?
Sure.
Does the sword react at all?
We go inside of Jader's mind. And
Scary place here.
Not much happened. Not much activity there.
and Jader, you're thrown to this red area again in your mind with the inch-thick water. This unsettling place with this shadowy figure before you, just the face sort of flaming out, looking at you. And you get the idea that this figure is drawn to this object.
Okay.
And you fight him off yet again and recover, and you're back in, the real world.
I would like to tell everybody what just happened.
You all right, Jader?
Yeah, that was wild. This is the fragmented soul of Uranith. Is it Uranith?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is definitely reacting to this sphere. here.
Well, maybe don't get too close, because the last thing we need is for a god to get their hands on something that they want.
I'm in there just like punching it out, just like
Yeah, I'm stepping way back.
The basin beneath the sphere looks as though it had liquid in it at one time. Sort of residue lines it.
What kind of, can we tell what kind of liquid it could be?
It's hardened.
Like, is it a color?
All right, can
It's
I
like
do
a
a
dark
nature
brown.
check and see what it is?
Sure, yeah, roll nature.
Just lick it, Daneth.
I was gonna say if Elle could like scratch
Hey,
it.
we don't know what that could be.
and
Elle, you
smell
can roll
it.
nature as well. Elle.
Yeah. Seems to me like it could be blood. I got a
All right.
20.
I got also a 20. Hey.
Yeah.
Not a
the,
nat
One
20.
more.
just a-
the
Yeah,
both,
not a nat.
The both of you are pretty sure this is dried blood from a long time ago. There's almost none of it left.
Hey, is this a place? No, should we
Do we dare?
actually add something a little more fresh to the basin? I'm gonna leave this as a question to the party.
Somebody.
We don't know what this is.
Well, I did it the first
Are we at
time.
the end of the line here, or is there anything else beyond this?
There's nothing beyond this.
Okay.
Is there
Okay.
anything on the walls?
Just similar reliefs, like you saw on the facade. It's sort of just carved in windows and things that lead nowhere. It's a very liminal space. It's very strange.
Right.
I'm holding out Natasha my knife. Like, give me the call. Beryl.
I think we should try it.
All right. Cut a little bit of my arm, not my
I'd like to
palm,
step.
because I
I'd
need
like to
use
step
my
way
hands.
back, like
Yeah.
way back.
Everybody back. Everybody back.
As your blood streams in, it begins to glow blue. Your blood, and the sphere begins to slowly rotate.
Damn.
Is this a group thing?
Like I
Is
can.
Jader.
No, I'm
Wanna
right.
make
I'm
this
right
a-
next to.
Okay,
I'm right next to
alright,
Janice. I'll
All right,
I'll
let's
do
see.
it.
The same thing happens as your blood begins to drip in. It glows blue, and the sphere begins to rotate a little more swiftly.
I step forward and I
The same.
join. Yeah.
Do we need 8 people? Oh. Find out.
We should have brought that climbing guy down here.
Haddock just cut him in half and just drain him.
Is Haddock still 13 feet tall at this point?
It only
No,
lasts
minute
for a
has
minute.
passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Okay.
broke
If I
all the
like
stairs.
add another drop of blood, does it change?
Oh, I'm in my mind. Your blood is just dripping in.
Okay.
You're just standing hand over.
But once it's starting to drip, it speeds up and then stops at a certain speed, or no?
It's at the speed that it accelerated to a speed and then halted at that speed.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
And Haddock looks like he joins in. Veryl, Jader.
I'm trying to be last, if possible.
Dude, the gods are freaks, man. This is messed up. I begrudgingly do it.
Brink energy is based on.
Begrudgingly.
So.
Does anything happen at 5 that was different?
It begins to speed up more, but
Okay, then I'll join in.
and as Veryl joins in, Jader, you hear the voice in your head from the sword again, and it says, "All must do it." And the blood begins to stream from Veryl's finger, and the moment the first drop hits the basin, all of your blood begins to pool at the center, all 6 of you. And it swirls and swirls, and it's glowing blue. It's still red, but it's glowing blue. And the sphere begins to open latch by latch. There are sort of these interwoven metal pieces that slide open into each other, accordion-like. And they open at 4 central points and slide out, and then they sort of collapse out into a lotus shape, and then slide into a central disc and close. And a massive blue flame now lay before you, larger than that which you saw in the cave, El. Not a ton larger, but larger. And it glows brightly blue and lights the whole room, and your blood levitates off the center of the basin, and reaches the flame and then envelops it, and the flame massively expands and begins shooting blue sparks and flames out into the room, and they're landing near you and around you, and you maybe begin to retract your hands a little bit, and then the flames enter all 6 of you, and you all black out.
Let's go.
And each of you has a different experience. And these are all going to be unique experiences, so we're going to do the 1x1 deafen. This time we're going to do it in order as you see on the screen on Speedrunners and Dragons, like on the layout. So it's left to right, top to bottom. So Dangers, Danny, Fu, Bobby, Fant, Dave. So we're going to start with Dangers. If everyone else could deafen, please.
All right.
Okay.
What is the damage?
You take 1,000 damage. You're dead.
See you later, guys.
This was a trap.
Thank you so much for watching. It's been fun.
Elion, you are in a black void, an endless expanse, standing still, and you're no longer wearing your armor. You're just in plain clothes. And before you is a glowing purple spirit. And it first takes the shape of a small songbird. And it tweets and flies around, and then it forms into a dove. Or what was it, a pigeon?
Basically the same animal, yeah.
Yeah, so the pigeon flutters about, and it then into a large raven. And the raven is, about as big as ravens can get. And so, if it were a physical being, it would be like probably 20 pounds or 15 or 20 pounds or something. It's big. It's a big bird. And it looks handsome. It's a very handsome bird. And it doesn't make any noise. It just sort of looks at you. And then it lands on your shoulder, and you surmise that you have... everything else is the same. Its stats, everything is the same. But you have a new ability. And this is, you gather, the final ability you will get.
Okay.
If the bird... You know how if the bird lands on an enemy's shoulder, it can't use its brink?
Yes.
Let's say the bird lands on someone's shoulder or lands on them to learn their brink, and then comes back to you. If it stays on your shoulder for as long as the bird is on your shoulder, if it is in one casting period, the person that was last touched while the bird has been out, you gain the ability to use their brink.
Shut up.
whilst it is on your shoulder.
I thought that's where that was going. Hell yeah.
These final levels of everybody's brinks have been planned since everyone told me their brink on day 0. This was like, the second you told me, I was like, this is what his final thing is going to be. I wrote it down. Its name doesn't change or anything, but so long as it's on your shoulder, I can't guarantee you'll be able to use every ability that they have, but some form of their brink becomes available to you.
Right.
So long as the bird is on your shoulder. If it's killed or moves or goes to do something else, you lose it. Okay?
Gotcha.
Cool.
Bird doesn't get any more HP or anything like that?
We'll say its health and armor class should go up. What's its armor class and health right now?
12 and 12.
Let's make it 14 and 14.
Gotcha.
Actually, it should be more natural. So we'll say 14 health, 13 AC.
Sure.
Okay, that's it for you. We'll go to Danny now.
Great.
Danny. Hello, Danny.
Hello.
Okay. Danny, as you black out, you are in a forest somewhere. You're in some otherworldly, endless forest. And the sun is beating down on you from above. It's a massive sun, closer than the sun should be. You feel your shadow separating from you. And it separates from you and moves a little distance in front of you. And again, this forest feels endless. And the shadow gets up out of the ground and looks at you. And it looks exactly like you, like a silhouette of you. Essentially Dark Link. And the shadow walks up to you and extends its hand to shake your hand.
I look at it a little bit nervous. but do I feel any like menacing presence from it?
No.
Okay. I reach out.
As you shake its hand, you gather that once per long rest, you can make your shadow come out of the ground as an exact copy of you, but completely black. From head to toe, clothing, everything is, the staff, everything is completely black as night. Like Vanta black, like it absorbs light. It is a shadow. So it's hard to have like depth perception for it, but it is a three-dimensional physical figure. And it can do everything.
Does it cast its own shadow?
No.
Okay.
This is the shadow, so it's been cast. But
Yeah,
it can do everything else that you can do. And I'm going to let you handle the key point spending for this, and like how you think it should be balanced to take actions and stuff. It'll still take its turn as the other one did, but as far as like what you have to spend to make it do attacks or whatever, I'm going to let you handle that, and then we'll meet, you and I, to discuss how we want to finalize those numbers. But cool?
Okay, sure.
Any questions?
That
aren't like rule-wise?
Do I already have to have cast my Brink in order to, like, the shadow already has to be out for me to use this?
It can either already be out, or you can choose to do this.
Okay, so I can like cast my Brink and have it come up out of the ground all in one
Yes.
fluid action. Okay, cool.
It basically just separates from you as this.
Makes sense. All right, I think that's the only question I have for now then, and we'll... Oh my god, that dog scared the poop out of me.
Alright, we'll go to Fu now.
Yeah.
Fu! 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 Dog person! Fu! When will she know? Fu! Fu! Hello.
Hi, sorry, Pixel and I are saying hi.
It's okay. So Fu, you black out and are immediately in the midst of an endless lake.
Okay.
And you look around and truly there's no end in sight. But it doesn't feel like an ocean. It's still clear, non-salt water. It's fresh water. It's
Am
a
I
lake.
swimming?
Yeah, you're just treading water lightly.
Oh, fun.
And
Swim.
your claws begin to glow brightly blue, more bright than usual. And you surmise that... Oh, there go my lights. Dude. If it weren't for my brother's settings, I would just change them. You surmise that something about your Brink has changed. And now, once you scratch a weapon, it will stay active until your Brink runs out. So that weapon will always be a draining addition for you until your Brink runs out. And additionally, you can scratch a weapon on the activation turn as a bonus action. So the turn you activate your Brink, you can scratch an object on that turn.
Okay.
And that weapon will be a source of gaining health for you until your Brink runs out, just like your claws. Does that make sense? So, like, whereas before where you had to scratch, like, your bow every turn or whatever.
Right.
You just scratch it, and then it's active for the full 5 turns. And the same goes for hammers, axes, swords, other people's weapons. You can just make them, like, sentries for you.
And they'll just all work.
Yes.
Every time.
Yes. And you get to do...
They'll all do extra damage.
And you can do 1 weapon activation per turn.
Right, I can, like, add an additional one, you mean?
Exactly.
But I still only have 5 turns.
Correct.
Okay. So I could, like, use my bow first turn, and then bonus action be like, Hadak's thing, and then we both go, and it'll do both.
Correct.
That's pretty sick.
I'm glad. You also surmise that this will be the last, like, level up. This is the last, like, level up for the Brink for everybody. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Was there a way to impart health long range as well?
Oh, we did want to do that. That's the other thing we wanted to do.
Because I don't want to shoot somebody to heal them and then also do damage to them.
Let me think about that. We'll add it ex post facto if I decide to do that. But yes, let me think on that. I forgot about that.
Okay.
But everything else is cool?
Cool. Yeah.
Sweet. All right.
Okay.
Bobby is
Wait,
next.
and that's it with the lake.
That's it.
Okay.
Up next is Bobby. Bobby. Bobby.
Is my go
Bobby.
yet?
Hello.
Does it say to come out now?
Yes.
Alright, cool. What's good? What's good?
Dude, Dave is conked. Bobby, you black out and you awake atop a mountain, and there's endless clouds surrounding you in every direction, and then peaks here and there, but endless sky and clouds. Amanda clearly went and talked to him, and you gather that your Brink has changed. You feel your blood almost come out of you where you cut your hand just now, and it coalesces in front of you and then returns, and you feel suddenly that you have gained a new ability. Your Brink still works exactly the way as before, but you've gained an extra thing. So you know how before you could let out the war cry or whatever and release it in an explosion?
Yeah.
You can still do that as an AoE. But you can also choose to instead clap your hands together, pointing at someone, and your blood shoots like a laser beam out of your fingertips in one collimated laser, and it hits every time without fail, and it deals the total damage you were dealt. To
Is
that
that to a
person.
single target or is that pierce?
To a single target.
Okay.
It will hit 100% of the time and deal 100% of the damage that you took to that one target.
Y'all, how did I become Frieza from Dragon Ball? Like we got the one.
Sound good?
Yeah.
And obviously, this, just like the explosion, ends your break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
All
Is
right.
that it?
Yep.
Oh.
Bobby's done. Fant. 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 No. Fant. Fant. Hey, Fant. Hey, Fant.
Yo, what's up? How's it going?
How's it going, homie? So you black out and you wind up in a cave that seemingly has no end in any direction.
No end.
And you see emanations of your party members. Your 5 party members stand before you, sort of in ethereal form, and you're warmed by the fact that you would never say it, but their friendship means a lot to you.
Sure does.
And they have, in light of the fact that you lost a huge chunk of your family at the start of this adventure, your relationship with your family, with your friends, has become like a family to you.
Right.
And so you feel you've matured a little bit, and your Brink has changed. Now your Brink is not based on how cool people think you are. That still matters to you as a person, but your Brink is now based on trust. Its name has changed from Indomitable Vanity to Indomitable Trust. And it is twice as effective. So it takes half as many people to trust you. And it is still based on around you, like a mile around you. But it doesn't take nearly as many people for it to be equally as effective. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Okay.
All right. That's it.
The literal power of friendship.
Yes. Cool?
I'm cool.
Excellent.
I mean, I already knew that, but yeah.
Dave.
I'm here.
The best for last.
Right. I won't tell everyone else you said that.
The best for last. Dave.
I got my shovel ready, dude.
You black out and you are in an endless expanse of space. Space as in the universe. You see stars, shooting stars, comets flying past you, planets in the distance. And what is before you is a black hole. There is a singularity in the literal physical, astrophysical sense, like we would study as physicists, is before you, and it's, sucking in light and all matter around it, and you feel a strange connection to this entity. It's not alive, but you feel that perhaps this is where you've been sending things. When you've been deleting non-living matter, it's been going into the black hole. And you feel that now you can bring the black hole to you. So, your Brink, excavate works exactly the same way. It has not changed. But you have gained an extra ability.
Okay.
That can be used once per long rest, called Excavate Black Hole. And how Excavate Black Hole works is you feel an intrinsic link between yourself and a distant black hole, like millions of light years away. You get the sense that this is where you're sending the non-living matter you destroy. You can now bring some of the black hole very briefly to you. This can be done once per long rest. You point to a spot you can see, and a small black orb appears there. Then it erupts into a 15-foot radius sphere, and any non-living matter there is instantly destroyed. So you basically create a sphere 15 foot in radius, and you destroy any non-living thing in that radius instantly.
Non-living being the key.
Yes. Otherwise, you would be invincible.
Well, right. Save the best for last.
The only kind of question is, like, does this delete clothes off the people's back? Does this delete weapons that people are holding? I'm going to say for game sense, no.
Sure.
This is more like structures, ground, trees. Well, trees
Sure.
are living. Dead trees. But you can't, like, get rid of someone's weapon and their armor.
Sure.
If that makes sense. But you can destroy all structures around them, the ground around them. And we'll deal with damage stuff later.
Okay. Cool.
Cool?
Nice. Exciting. Yeah.
All right, sick. And you have to say excavate black hole. It's once per long rest. Cool?
Once per long race.
But you can still use excavate as normal if you so
Cool.
choose.
All
Okay,
right.
great. All right.
Love it.
Everybody back. Everybody back. Everybody back.
How was this a half size for a salad?
You had to have the big salad.
Oh, what's a full size?
I know.
The big salad. Any Seinfeld? Okay.
So,
got some ribs.
all of you, this is the last time your Brink evolves. This is it. I didn't say that to everybody, but you're all in your various spaces, right? You're all in your various areas. And suddenly, you all come to, and you're standing in front of the mural outside the mountains again.
Okay.
And you've all gained your new abilities.
Let's go.
And Elion, roll perception, please.
Oui.
Also, how's everybody doing on time? Do we think we could last another hour and change?
Fine by me.
Another hour.
Yeah, I can do an hour probably max.
If anybody needs to bounce at any time, you absolutely can.
Okay.
So.
I just have to make a phone call like before it gets too late.
Sure.
Okay.
Elion, you roll perception. Sorry, what was the result?
20.
20. Elion, you notice a group of individuals riding north of the mountain, and the charge is being led by what is clearly, I will say for the sake of the game, someone you definitely recognize, whose name begins with a Y and ends with an S.
Gotcha.
You see him on horseback, leading a charge of like 5 people. They're doing some kind of job, probably. But they're riding east.
Okay, but they're going, I guess, behind the mountains?
Yeah, so
because we're on the south side?
Yeah, they're riding behind the mountains, but you see them just as they're passing.
Yeah, I catch a glimpse of that, and I hesitate. And visibly am very kind of stricken by this group, but I don't say anything. I try not to even bring attention to it, really.
Yeah, let's have everybody else roll perception now.
Ten for me.
19.
Alencia 19, Veryl,
10.
Jader,
17.
Daneth,
A 19.
Hadak.
7.
Those of you that rolled above 14, I'll say. 14 or above. You also see this sort of caravan of riders, and you kind of notice Elion see it, but just briefly.
I'm gonna go ask Elion. You looked. I saw that caravan out there. You looked a little funny at it. Do you happen to know or recognize anybody down there?
I'd like to.
Is there anybody we should be concerned about?
Sorry, I was gonna try and intercede the conversation and get Daneth off topic.
Sure.
I was gonna try and compliment his beard.
This'll work.
It doesn't work.
No, it might.
That's what I heard you say. It doesn't work.
Well, Jader, what do you say?
I'm going to compliment Daneth's fine grooming of his lengthy beard and ask how he takes care of it so nicely.
Daneth, I'll let you choose whether you want him to roll against you or if you think this would just sway you.
I want him to roll against me.
Okay. Daneth, roll perception, and Jader, roll deception.
You sure you don't want athletics for this?
Yeah.
I'm really good at athletics.
I bet.
What was I doing? Deception?
Deception. Ooh, I'm having fun. Every once in a while, I'm just like, everything just happens nicely, and
I wouldn't mind having to roll deception because I feel like I'm going
Sure.
to have to as well.
Yeah.
If this one fails, for example.
Sure.
It's probably gonna fail.
My mom just replied to my tweet that has a link in it and said, "Is there a link?" Oh no, I'm not giving her enough credit. She was replying to an earlier tweet about this episode. But the link is the one it always is, for what it's worth. What did you get, Daneth?
I got a 6.
Jader?
11.
All right, Jader. Daneth, you feel so complimented. You feel seen.
I'm like, well, you see, there's a lot of care that goes into it. You need to get the correct ointments and creams in order to properly add the minerals to it. Gives it that nice golden sheen right here. And combing is absolutely essential, and you got to do that at least twice a day. I'm just blambling on and on about this. Just keeps on going on.
Very passionate about
yeah,
else.
Elion, you see that Jader has done this for you. And Alencia, you rolled a 19, right?
Huh?
I hate to interrupt you, but you also noticed that Elion sort of noticed this caravan.
I don't think Elle is the kind of person who's just gonna be
Sure.
well.
I mean,
Like,
it's
she's
totally
curious.
fair.
You know, she's curious, but she's not gonna go up and be like, "You okay?" I think instead, she'll probably just walk up to Elion while Jader has distracted Daneth, and just kind of like sit next to him, so that you could like feel kind of some warmth coming off her, just kind of like a little support.
Yeah, scratch
thing.
behind your ear.
Hmm?
I scratch behind your ear.
Her.
Yeah.
How sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
And I guess just from that comfort, I kind of reveal like my feelings a little bit, and I just say, I've heard some bad things about, who rules here, and they seem kind of important. So it might be best to keep away from them.
I will say though, Elion, your relationship with this individual, I don't know if we talked about this, your relationship with this individual, that is 4 letters, begins with Y, ends with S, is, you remember being mostly positive, I think. I mean,
Sure.
He and the other one looked up to you,
Right.
So I will say that. But yeah, I mean, you're right about what you said.
I will just be like, we'll stay on our guard. We got you.
Not that I would know or anything.
Yeah.
Of
Dan,
course.
I thank you for the information on the beard, Daneth. I think I got it now.
Yeah, and then not only that, but trimming it, and you have to. I'm still just like going off.
So the also Elion, can you roll a history check for me?
Sure. 11.
Yeah, I think I was gonna take like 12 or better, but I think 11 or better is probably fine. You know that as the eldest, it would have been your duty to take over a sort of right-hand man-like post. Should one of les patrons pass on or retire. And you gather that given what you just saw, and given what you know, probably your next of kin would have taken up the mantle. And you remember that one of les patrons, when you were still there years ago, was ancient. And so he almost certainly has died of old age by now. So you gather that this guy might have taken his stead.
Right. And I might recognize, clothing or something.
Exactly.
As well.
I mean, he's wearing the uniform that they wear,
Right.
which is just like a nice suit, basically.
Yep.
But more ancient. But yeah.
Seems good.
So should we try to get the ruler of Iptek on board with our plan?
Well, that's why we're here, isn't it?
Can we see the city from here?
Yeah, it's to your northwest. Elion, did you share
caravan
that?
was
They were
riding
going
away from
They were going east.
the city.
Yeah, I'll pull up the map for you.
I think it's been shared with the party that we need favor,
Yeah, you need the 4 coins.
but they don't know about the coins.
Oh, they don't know
think
about the
anybody
coins?
does.
Okay, yeah. So then you're the only one who knows about the coins, but
I
everybody
think
else
I
knows.
do. Oh no, but I don't understand Womish, so I don't. I was listening in, but
Yeah.
don't understand right.
But all of you do know that you need favor with all 4 of les patrons to garner a meeting with Le Père in Iptek.
Well, have we met any of them so far? Are they all in Iptek?
They would probably stay there, wouldn't they? I'm still feigning deception, I guess. You can allow me to roll deception whenever you want.
What did you roll previously?
For deception? Nothing yet.
There's not really much reason for me to be like thinking that he might lie, so I'm
Sure.
not even on
Okay.
the lookout for deception.
What kind of is running through Elion's mind is that he doesn't really want to be seen by any of these people because he's not sure of the repercussions. He's not sure how he's going to be viewed. He'd like to be concealed if possible, but obviously he doesn't say that.
Well, time to go then. I think we're all done here, and I start walking to Iptek.
I start following him.
We've gotten what we've come for, so I follow too.
I'm gonna
Really?
stay kind of close to Elion
Yeah.
as we
we'll,
travel.
like, line them.
Elion, I'm curious, Elion, what your out of game, what your plan is for the last 2 coins.
That's a good question.
Because I don't want you to make a mistake.
It's tough. I feel like his character would be kind of petrified by the idea of speaking with these individuals.
Yes, but I would say character-wise, the one you want to speak with the least is in Iptek.
Yes.
Would you say, Ella's kind of picked up on Jader then at this point?
What do you mean?
And then like she's kind of being like, okay, some's with Elion, and then kind of sees Jader like flanking his other side.
I think it's fair. I think it's fair
Okay.
that you specifically would probably notice that Jader's kind of got Elion's back in this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a tough one because I know.
Because
So
you
what's the main-
can't really get anything done in Iptek.
Yeah.
Potentially. Without the other 2 coins, right?
So what does everybody know in terms of the map? Didn't we do all the we did all the flames?
We did all the map
As
stuff.
far as what Varel just asked, Varel is sure that the people we need to talk to are in Eptech.
Yeah, none
He
of you
doesn't know any
guys really
better.
have any reason to believe that.
We need to do anything else.
Well, I will say that in the journal, but Elion's the only one who can read it. So, yeah, Elion's really the only person that knows that the dead guy in the castle is one of the 4. And Jader probably can surmise, but Elion definitely obviously knows that one of the other 4 was the guy in Fort Beren that led them to one of the crystals. And then, Elion, you know that this guy who just rode east is one of them as well.
Right. In that case, I tell the party to stop and I say, I don't know about you guys, but that guy over there seems kind of important, don't you think?
The one
I don't know, it
who
looked
was
this
riding?
Guy, it looked like
Yeah.
the guy riding a horse.
It's
Me.
the-
Do you want us
he
to-
kind of caught my eye, you know?
Do you want us to scout ahead?
I mean,
Like, I'll kind of take a glance at Jader.
Well, important how?
We could split up, gang.
Are horses? Are there not many horses around here?
You're in the middle
I don't think
of,
we're anywhere near
you're
any
in
kind
the
of horse.
middle of a wasteland, basically.
Oh, I just mean like, do people not have horses around here?
All I'm
Elion, how do you
saying
think we
is
should
that-
get over there.
he looks very noble.
Let's go look. Or let's. Do you
Yeah.
want to go talk to him, Varel? Or not Varel? Elion? If we can
Sure.
reach him?
Sure.
But don't you think more noble people will just be in the city?
Fair point.
Why
Yeah.
that guy? Can we even catch up to him? He's on a horse.
Can't
You
run
can
really
teleport.
fast,
I don't know
Varel?
what you're worried about.
Squinting at Elion there. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just giving him an
I mean, Elion is like uncharacteristically like caught on his heels, like very uncharismatic in this moment. And it's
So we're kind of at a crossroads. Like, one group's turned toward that, and the other one, like, and like Varel's kind of turned toward the
We
city.
can split. We can split.
that's an option.
So
I'm
I'm
not
just
trying
like-
to split. I'm trying to get convinced. This
Yeah, I'm
seems
just
like
fixing the
from
group.
his perspective, it doesn't make any sense to go chasing
Yeah.
after somebody on a horse.
when we're on foot. When we're on foot, yeah.
it's like,
That's true, because you didn't even perceive anything, right?
Elion, you
So-
really sense that just like the group is confused. They don't have enough information, and it's annoying almost because
Yeah.
you're annoyed with yourself almost, right? Because it's like you don't want to tell them, but they don't know, so it's hard to convince them.
Right. Gosh, what can I even do about that?
I don't think how I could convince.
That's good. I know where I'm going. I'm
Varel
I'm,
is
I'm starting
so.
to walk towards the city. Just like, I'm done with this. See you guys there.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the plan. You know, if you want to go to the city, go ahead. We got to meet those people there. I'm not particularly fond of the cities here. They kind of scare me. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jader and Elle, and let's go chase the horse.
I'm like, well, if you feel that strongly about it, I'll help. I mean, I think I'm the fastest one here, so maybe I can try to run them down.
Varel, if that's what you want to do, you can do that too.
I'd
Well, really, I
smack
want to
Varel
go to
on
the city, but you seem really dead set on this horse, guys. So, you know, we'll try it.
Cities, they scare me here. They're scary. They're very scary. Very scary. That's all I'm saying.
I think we
Okay.
should trust Elion's gut on this one. Maybe he,
Look, I mean,
we did that for you, right?
Yeah.
just
Meanwhile, the horses are gone.
Yeah.
I dreamt something and you guys were willing to follow me for it, so it's only fair.
Before it's too late. I mean, maybe this is our only shot. City's gonna be there. Let's go.
yeah.
Sure.
She's gonna.
City ain't going anywhere.
Haddock, Daneth.
I can't keep up with them.
Doc will reluctantly comply.
All right.
Doc and Dan just sit down and start playing cards. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not convinced. Like, all right, you guys tie yourself out. I've moved the slowest in the group.
I have the shortest legs. There's no way I'm catching anything.
Are you
Dude,
just
Elle
gonna,
can just yell back and be like, "Make camp!"
you just gonna, okay. You wanna just sit down, plop down, Daneth?
Yeah, I'm gonna plop down and I'm just gonna make the most badass camp ever.
Daneth's going back to Coma Town, baby. So Daneth plops down and starts making a nice camp. I mean, it is late afternoon by this point. And as the rest of you, some of you sort of reluctantly, some of you just like not 100% sure, and Elion uneasy, you begin to make chase, and you see that they've made camp. After you've run for about a mile, you see that they've made camp about a half mile forward, and a little bit of a clearing.
So are these guys gonna be friendly, or do we need to worry about this?
If only I knew, Farrell. If only I knew. I just have a gut feeling about this.
Should we just walk up together?
Let's all hold hands and walk together.
We'll sing Kumbaya as we
I do
approach.
Riding on the bicycle.
Yeah.
Can I like scout at all anymore? Like,
Can you what?
scout out anymore about it, or is
It's
it
just like an open clearing, and the guys don't really seem to be armed, past what you would have for self-defense on a road travel.
Sure.
And there's 5 of them, and they've parked their horses and they're building a fire. And Elion, I would say that, as unfortunate as this may seem, your gut is telling you that like it might be best to be seen alone.
Gotcha.
By
as we're
this
walking-
particular individual.
Right. So I guess as we're walking for a bit, at a safe distance, I kind of say, I'm glad that you guys are here, but I think this is something that I have to take care of. They're
With
still
your
very
gut
in the dark.
feeling.
With my gut feeling, yes.
Sure.
Are you sure?
I think it may become hostile, if not, perhaps.
Elle's gonna be silent. She's just gonna kind of look around for a spot to like keep guard.
Sure, you can. There's a shrubbery nearby, and you're able to perch behind it and draw your bow.
How
Sure.
close
Yeah, she's-
could I get while not being seen if I was sneaking?
100 feet. It's a clearing,
Okay.
and the
What
sun
if
is still
I-
up.
Can I get as close as I can and dig a hole that they can't see
Yes.
and hide?
Yes. Yes.
To get as
Roll
close as-
stealth. Roll stealth, Jader, and Veryl. You can join him if you'd like.
I can
Yeah,
make
I'm
a big
trying to
enough
get-
hole for everybody.
All right.
I'm trying to get as close as I can. I also have something, I haven't used this really. I have
Nat
Natural in the
20
Wild, which
for
allows
me.
me to hide even when only lightly obscured by natural phenomena. So if there's just anything in nature around that could lightly obscure me, I'll probably be mostly invisible.
There is a.
Picturing Farrell like walk and sit next to a bush, just like
I'm just holding a leaf in front of my face.
and then he's like suddenly kind of gone.
Jader got a nat 20 on his stealth check, so he easily makes it to within 50 feet, like earshot, and you can excavate a hole beneath you, and you are perched inside of it. Veryl, you're able to make it with this sort of ability. You're sort of walking in line with a dead tree, and you make it to the dead tree and just sort of stand thinly behind it, and you're about 50 feet away from the group as well.
Great.
And Hadak, what do you want to do?
I'm actually not sure how is there something where a big orc could hide?
In the hole?
You can. My hole was plenty big.
Big enough for the 2 of us.
Don't go in the hole.
You gotta roll stealth.
I see Hadak trying to approach, and I cast Pass Without Trace on him.
Sick.
Because he's big, and I'm afraid that he's gonna give away our position. So you get plus 10 bonus to stealth.
Nice.
Cool, because I have to roll with disadvantage because I'm wearing heavy armor.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and I get it too, actually.
People always
But I
forget to do the
nice,
heavy
very
armor
nice.
disadvantage.
Yeah, I had to do that last time too. 24 with that plus 10, so that was.
24, yeah?
Does that pass?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You make it to the hole and climb in. Jader's encampment. Elion, how do you want to play this?
I guess everybody's kind of taken to their little cubby holes, their hiding spots, so I just take a deep sigh, big breath in, and I just kind of walk towards.
As you're walking forwards, one of the group members on the other side, that you don't really recognize the other 4 guys, they're just like henchmen. One of them sees you and he is like, all in Dwomish, he's like, who goes there? And Eve, turns and
Ella.
drops the soup he's holding onto the ground. And one of the henchmen is like, oh mon dieu. He reaches in, he's like collecting the soup, and he's like, le nourrissement. And whatever the French word for waste is. What a waste. And he like, begins collecting the soup and the spoon. And
I kind of like rub the back of my head, like, désolé.
yeah, and Yif stands, and he walks over to you and he's like, mon frère, Elion. And he runs up and gives you a massive hug, just a huge embrace.
I accept.
And seeing him running towards him, Varel takes like one step out from behind the tree and then notices the hug, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, and I'm peeking out over my hole.
Yeah, I know, like the boat
Like,
tightens
yeah.
and then relaxes.
Like, is everything okay? And then I go back and
Yeah, we're all like, oh, okay.
And he, pulls you forward. He's like, what are you doing here? What is this?
I don't really say anything. I just pull the 2 coins out of my pocket, and I say, "There's some important business that I'm here for."
Why don't you come sit down with us?
Can- How close am I? Can I hear any of this? I have good hearing.
Is it in Dwomish?
They're 100 feet away, and it's in Dwomish. It's all.
Oh,
in
right, it's in
Dwomish.
Dwomish. Okay, never mind.
You just hear jibber jabber.
Yeah, I'm like, cool, that's not a language
Nice.
I know. Okay.
He takes you and sits you down by the campfire, and he's like, would you like some soup?
Sure.
And he
Yeah,
asks...
like we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, he asks one of the guys to make a bowl for you, and then after he brings it to you, he actually asks the 4 of them, he's like, why don't you guys tend to the horses, les chevaux? And they walk away and they start sort of taking care of the horses out of earshot. And he says, 2 coins.
We?
I assume you'll want this then. And he pulls out his. He says, I am, je suis un patron, maintenant.
We?
Gregor died about 4 or 5 years ago, and father made me the next one. So it would have been yours.
Old when I knew him.
Yes,
so.
really, très vieux, ouais. But it was supposed to be for you.
It was.
I can guess why you left, obviously, but I'd like to hear it from you.
Well, I think it was always well known by our mother that I was different, and that our lineage has a certain, shall we say, familial obligation. One that I would not have been very adept at holding, if you catch my drift. You were too young to understand, so I never told you or made any inclination to any of you.
Yes, but
Because
we are
that's-
your family, you know. We surmise what is going on.
Perhaps. Hopefully some less than others, because if I am to continue family, then I'm going to disappoint somebody.
Yes. Look, I cannot give you what you seek. In good conscience, because if I give you my blessing, my coin, I believe I'm writing your death certificate. I cannot do that. In fact, as much as I love you and I'm happy to see you, I cannot. You must go. if you are in this country, who knows what will happen to you?
But if I have all these coins and I disguise myself, maybe I give them to my party. I'm not here alone.
Oh, you're not
Maybe
here
they
alone.
maybe they can take them instead. And I point to the hole in the crowd 50 feet away.
How many are with you?
5 more total, but 4 joined me in that hole and behind that tree.
Is there a like a shadow nearby them?
Yes.
Okay, I'm standing in the tree's shadow, and I just teleport to whatever shadow is like right next to them, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm Veral."
That is f***ing scary.
He throws his soup again. His soup is back in the air. He's like, oh, please go away.
Can I roll a dexterity check to save the soup?
Yes, absolutely.
I rolled a 2.
Okay, you go for the soup, and you catch the soup, but not the bowl. And it seeps
No
through
soup
your
for you.
fingers. It seeps through your fingers.
Désolé.
Have you beckoned to us at all or no?
And he sort of asks Veral, he asks you to go. He's like please go away.
I thought that was the signal.
No, I just wanted to know if he was alone, but I'm talking with my brother right now. I'd like some privacy.
Okay. Oh, he's your brother?
And Elion...
You know too much, Vale, please.
Okay, sorry. I teleport back to the tree, but I'm peering around.
Sure. And he slips back into Dwomish. He's like, I'm sorry, do they not know?
It's a secret that I've been keeping because I don't know what's gonna happen to me here, so...
Probably wise. Have you told anyone who your father is? Like, ever?
Not since I left.
Playing this one pretty close to the chest?
I don't know who might be looking for me anywhere. Who knows? I don't know how the reaction has been since I left. It's been,
I mean...
13 years.
I think that when you first left, he was obviously angry. You were... I don't think it would be a stretch to say his favorite. And also the eldest, so, you know, we look up to you. He trusts that you will do what is necessary for the family, but... At a certain point, I mean, he sent people to look for you, obviously. He executed people he thought had helped you. I don't know if that was right or not, but...
I disagree with that.
At a certain point, maybe a month or 2 after you left, he seemed to respect it. You know, he made his own life for himself when he was young. I think that some part of him respects what you did. He hates you, I think, for it, and would almost certainly kill you if he saw you, but I think he respected and decided to stop looking for you. Now, if one of his spies in any of the cities found out that you were there, I think probably they would tell him and he would come find you, but at the time, I think he had some respect for making your own way.
Oui.
Look, Elion, you are my brother, and I, of course, will give you whatever you ask, if it is what truly you need. But you will not be able to convince Albert, the final member of Les Patrons. You will not. You know who he is, and you remember he's your father's right-hand man. Yeah. This is the motherfucker. Like, this guy answers to no one except for Le Père and, like, God himself. This dude is scary and powerful, not necessarily in strength, but in who he knows and what he can do. And he's like, you will not be able to... First of all, if you see him, he will try to kill you. Second of all, he will not do that. He will tell Le Père. If he doesn't do that, then almost certainly, I mean, he will not give it to you. I should not be doing this, but I can tell you where he'll be tonight.
What good will that do me?
I have invited quite a large group of people, both from Teler, where I have been stationed, And Talair is sort of like this military encampment / town in the northeast corner of Duome. And he's like, that has become my trust. I've invited a lot of people from there, and also he was in town, so I invited him to a sort of, how you say, shindig at my estate this evening. If you and your friends were able to get in and get out with his coin without getting yourselves known, perhaps that would be okay.
Now, I have disguises in my pack. This is out of character right now. I have disguises in my pack. Would I be able to use one of them to try and deceive my way into this? That's an out-of-game question.
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, you've lost your accent, so that much is clear.
Right.
Like, that first step is cleared. But, you know, they don't know any of these guys. Your party members are completely unbeknownst to any of these people. And Eve says, would you be interested in that?
That might be our best shot, then. If we can, I suppose, receive invitation to this event through you, anonymously, that might be our best shot.
Very well. Do you not want to know about our sister or our mother? Do they...
I mean, of course I do. Are they all right?
Yes. Delphine is not been herself since you left. She idolized you. She mostly keeps to herself in father's house. And our mother is trying to carry on as best she can.
Me?
Look, there is something I have not told you. There is something wrong in the country. I cannot say much, nor have I seen it, but there is a creature. Ancient creature that has been terrorizing small villages, and everything's been kind of on edge since then.
More so than what we've already seen, and I suppose I can just basically just fill him in with what we've already experienced in Duome, I guess.
Yes, well, the deserts, we don't really patrol much. That sort of Vincent's thing. But it would not shock me to learn that there are things in motion. The world is changing, and we see it every day.
It's why I'm here.
There is a greater evil that festered from beneath Duome, thousands of years old, that is back. It does not show up often, but it does show.
Mm-hmm.
That is all that I know. Father is rather preoccupied with that right now.
Maybe to our benefit.
Perhaps.
It's good to know, though.
Right, well, we better go if we want to be on time. I should be early. It is my party after all.
Of course. We'll arrive shortly after you.
Okay. You better have a good disguise and a good alias and a good alibi, because this is my head, genuinely, if you fuck it up.
Understood.
Merde. Okay. My men and I will get going. Arrive when you do. And he hands you a piece of parchment with his address on it. And he says, I'll see you there.
I pocket it, and merci.
De rien. Au revoir, mon frère.
I pull him in for another hug.
He says, I wish it were under better terms.
Me too.
And he and his men mount their horses and take off.
Great. I return to the hole.
Group meeting at the hole.
Stakeout?
Daneth, are you still at the camp?
Oh yeah, no, I've made a pretty impressive area. It's got like a nice little fire with a little stove and like a little table by it. I've got 5 sleeping arrangements, but for regular to small size people, because there's not enough material around for a larger 6-bed for a certain somebody.
Okay.
But I'm just sitting there chilling back, you know. This improv reclining chair
Sure.
and just, biding my time, looking at the stars.
So yeah, it is early evening now. The sun is getting lower in the sky.
Okay, so I'm looking at the beautiful sunset.
Sure. So the 5 of you that are together are now at the hole, and you can converse.
I relate to the party.
How come you didn't tell me you had a brother?
Because there are some more skeletons in my closet than just that, I suppose. And I suppose now is as good a time as any to reveal if we're going to be getting ourselves into this. And I relate to the party my true identity, I suppose.
Well, you're gonna have to say it for everyone, because it's been really coy, tongue-in-cheek so far between you and
That's true.
me.
Should Fant have to mute for this?
Ooh, Fant should deafen for this. Good call.
Bye, fan.
Oh, rip.
His fault.
True.
For being
He could have
obstinate.
come along. Take a deep breath, and I say, I am not from Velerhent, just a humble musician, but the son of the organization here, the one who rules.
Well, that's great. That means this will be so easy.
Oh, Veril. Oh, sweet Veril. Oh, sweet innocent Veril. Oh, no.
Does this make you like a prince?
It's a little bit more complicated than that, but I should have been if perhaps my alignment in life were easier than that, and I explain, I suppose, the reason I ran away to the party and where I was, where I ended up, and
Sure.
things like that.
And I assume that you would tell that the woman in Velerhent, all those episodes ago, is the person that took him in.
Yes. Yeah. And that was a freak chance. She just so happens to be from Dwome and set up a music shop, and she taught me everything I know about being a bard today. But if not for that, who knows what could have happened. Aside from that, I just ran away not knowing anything.
So, your own dad would really try to kill you?
Yes, now he would. And maybe for who I was, I don't know. I ran away, so.
A lot of things are starting to make sense now about the past couple of days. Should you just not go to Etek?
Probably not very safe for me there.
Can one of
Well-
us do what you think needs to be done?
If we gather favor, and then I pull the 2 coins out of my pocket, and I say, we need these from Le Patron. These are 2 of 4. My brother has a 3rd one, and the 4th one is from probably the most rugged man in the land. But we've been invited to a party that he's going to be at, and I will put on my best disguise, and we will try to steal that coin from him.
No rogues
It's
in
the
the
only
party.
chance we have.
No rogues in the party.
Nope, not this time.
I can dig holes, though. Just saying.
What if this man
How's-
fell into the kitchen?
How can we help you, Elion? What can we do?
We just have to
to-
make sure that he doesn't find out who I am. And I have disguises for that, but they're only going to get me as far as I can get, I suppose.
How do your people feel about my kind?
They've probably never seen one of your kind.
Yeah, there's that, and I will say, Elion, like, the Dwomish people aren't, like, racist isn't the word, because there's not really much racism in the sense of, like, elf, dwarf, tabaxi, but there is nationalism, which in the real world go hand in hand. But
Yes.
in this world, it's more like, are you from Dwome or aren't you?
Right.
Yeah, I was wondering if that would be a hindrance or a help in coming.
I think it's pretty obvious that you are all foreigners to this land, so if we are invited as a foreign party to this party, we can act as a group, I suppose.
Okay.
And I'll be disguised as someone from Velerhent.
Oh, we could probably
what
take
it's worth.
Fant, by the way.
Yeah.
Fant. Sorry, Fant.
Oh,
Okay. I was gonna get him.
You think Varel could quickly get back to Daneth
Yes.
and
Should I go get him?
I mean,
Does
he's
he need to-
camping. I don't want him to be cold.
It's
Okay.
a mile away. Varel could reasonably run like a sub 5 mile, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like we're gonna need all hands on deck potentially.
well, if
idea.
anything, Danis would be a great distraction.
We'll get him talking about his beard. We'll get that fourth coin.
And I also have a trick or two for warming people up.
Excellent.
I just don't use
just-
off.
I did the conversion. Varel could run 34 miles per hour.
That's a sub 2 mile.
That's great.
That's the world record
Wow.
by over a minute.
But
Daneth's
Oh,
gotta
that
come
was
with you
pretty quick.
back. We gotta
yeah.
remember that.
You're not gonna move me.
wait, let's look up how fast can Tabaxis run.
Varel, do you want to hit the road real quick so I can advance things?
Yeah. I'll go pick up Mr. Daneth.
Great.
I arrive at the camp
Yeah.
and I'm like,
I'm gonna say.
You did all
"Welcome
this in,
to
like, 45
Chateau
minutes?"
Lightbeard.
we weren't even gone that long.
Wait.
Where'd you get all this stuff?
Hey, where's everybody else?
Oh,
What the
I'm
heck
just
did you do?
supposed
They're
to
not
bring
dead,
you
are
back. No, they're fine. We should go though, because I think we're on a timetable. We're gonna go.
Go back
Uh,
where?
we're
After I
gonna go
made
to-
all this
we're gonna
stuff
go to a
for all you
party.
guys, we're not even gonna use it.
We're gonna go to a party and we're gonna try to steal a coin from a mean guy.
As the two of you are conversing, I'm gonna pause the music. You suddenly feel the ground begin to tremble and wind rushing in every which direction. And you see a shadow begin to eclipse over the mountain. And you look up, and the other of you do not notice. This is not happening to you. This is just Varel and Daneth. And a massive dragon underbelly swoops above you, glides,
I'm just
and
slowly
flies
looking to Varel.
flies out of view. Huge.
Did that happen while I was gone?
What the hell did you do?
That was not me.
Speedrunners and dragons.
All right,
music comes back.
I see that, and it's like I stamp out the fire. All right, I grab everything up. I'm putting it in this bag. I'm trying to take it all with me because I spent a lot of effort doing this. Like, all right.
I'm like, I don't know if we have time for this, and I will.
Okay, I got it.
I grab him and I just start running with him if I can lift him.
I
kind of.
am.
This is
I
not
try to
important.
throw him on my back.
This is not
I
important.
am 205 pounds.
Yeah, no.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, the two of you just start going. And you make it back to the group. I'm listening, by the way.
All right. I still have some stuff from my bag. I'm just throwing stuff out. Wooden
Guys, did you
table.
see? Did you see the thing? No,
Not
What
over us. What do you mean?
they're
You didn't know anything about this giant dragon?
yeah that.
Would I have any knowledge of a dragon in Dwom?
No, but putting two and two together.
Did
Yeah.
you? What the hell did you guys do while I was gone?
This is the island nation of the dragon. It's shaped like a dragon's head. It doesn't surprise me. Something like that would spring up. But also, my brother did say something about something
Wait, your brother?
re-emerging from this. We have a lot to catch up on.
We'll fill you in on the way.
And
That's probably best.
here's what I'm gonna do. You make your way to Talair, and Talair is this sort of encampment fortress type city where they train troops, as well as it's a city too, and people live there. Eve's house is outside the city limits. It's like a half-mile south on the coast, and it's on this big hill. And the hill, basically, it's atop this, very wide, berth with trees surrounding it and a very stately gate. And it's a mansion. and there are lights inside, and it's evening by now, and you know people are arriving, and you're a little bit of a distance out. And Elion, you notice Albert, this white-haired, kept beard man, sort of beard as in just right here, and with a scar on his face, and he walks in. You see him and all these party goers. I mean, it's a huge party. There are like easily 100 guests that have arrived by now. And it's a big house, and people are having a great time, and night is falling. And the next question, of course, is what's the game plan? And it would be great to know that right now, but it'd be even greater if we found out in 4 weeks on the next episode of Speedrunners and Dragons.
Mic drop.
So gamers, that's it. Episode 8, capped, mid-season finale.
Damn.
Boom.
We're gonna forget everything.
There we go.
No, you won't, because I'm gonna write a bomb-ass recap.
All right.
We're gonna get a
like...
recap, and we're also gonna get our own study materials over the winter break, or the summer break.
Yeah, you're reading material.
Make sure you get those packets filled out.
Look, I'd love to do this tonight, but it's gonna take a while. It's its own whole thing.
It would.
So this is an executive
I'm gonna be in the dark
decision.
for a whole month.
So
I'm not gonna watch the episode.
September 28th. September 28th.
4 Tuesdays from now?
4 Tuesdays from now is the next episode, episode 9 of Campaign 2 of Speedrunners and Dragons. This will obviously be on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. But we'll be back live in 4 weeks, so this is time to catch up, watch Campaign 1, and get hyped for essentially the heist of this season. The late season heist that has become classic, I guess.
Ooh.
I'm very excited. So be sure to get hype. And again, fan art. If you make fan art at any point, tweet it at any of us. #S_D, #fanart. Boom. We'll give it a shout out. And thank you so much everybody for watching. We're gonna hit plugs. Dangers, you're up first.
Yo, I'm Dangerous. I speedrun Mario games, mostly. Sometimes I play Fall Guys, but not that often. Mario goes fast, and sometimes Luigi goes fast. Right now working on Super Mario Galaxy. Started on 120. It went decently well for the first run.
Nice.
There will be more of that.
I'm gonna race birds soon.
That's right. That's the plan, anyway. What's Bird's PB, do you know? In 120?
No idea.
I think he said like a 630, so we're pretty even on that front. We could race any day if you wanted.
Nice.
Cool.
Danny.
What's up? I'm Danny B. I got a lot of stuff going on recently. I've been doing OT 80% for a while. Took the world record back in that recently, but trading it back and forth. And I'm looking to improve it another couple seconds. After that, I'm going to go back to Majora's Mask, do some glitchless. I'm working on learning all the glitchless runs for all the 3D Zeldas. So we're going to start learning Wind Waker soon, which should be fun. I also got an interesting thing going on. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I will definitely take you up on that.
He
I
loves
know
it.
nothing about Wind Waker.
There's a really steep learning curve.
Yeah.
Really steep learning curve.
And then the other thing I got going on is I got a giveaway going on. If you're interested in rhythm games, I've got 10 Steam keys to give away for a cool game called Spin Rhythm. And you could do ! Giveaway in my chat if you want a link to it. Free to enter. Find out next week who wins.
Sweet. Fu.
Hi, what's up? I'm Fu. Kung Fu for Cup everywhere. It's on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and here. And I do lots of Nintendo things. A lot of Nintendo things. RPGs. For now, I'm working on, I've been told it's pronounced I instead of AI. The Somnium Files. It's like a puzzle mystery escape. Well, it's not really so much of an escape game one in this aspect, but it's like Chunsoft, so like same people who did like the Zero Escape series and like Danganronpa. So it's cool. And Beat Saber. What?
428 Shibuya Scram, the live action one. So good.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Sweet. Bobby.
Hi everybody, my name is D-Blacktastic. You can just call me Bobby though. We play a hot amount of indie and retro games on my channel. Currently going for top times in Mega Man and Bloodstained games. Also Castlevania a little bit later this month. And also a showrunner for GDQ Hotfix. We do have an episode of Super Boss Brothers coming up this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a special Flame Fatales version where you're going to be having two performers from Flame Fatales, playing 7 games from the Flame Fatale schedule.
Oh, cool.
So you definitely do not want to miss that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Fant.
My show's on Saturday.
My show's on Friday.
Saturday.
The other
Yeah,
Friday.
Countdown Pro
Saturday
Quiz on
and
Friday.
Saturday. Topics content.
All right. Well, I'm fans. Hello. Nice to meet you all.
If you're new.
Yeah, so I do
Very substitute
a
teacher
variety of
intro.
randomizer and casual run-throughs of games, occasional competitive session with some friends. But I'd like to, I guess, promote my YouTube channel instead of my Twitch stream today, because that's my current #1 goal, is to get up like a S&D did over to 1,000 subs eventually, because that's
Sure.
that's what allows you to start making money from YouTube. So that's my
If you're on YouTube,
my goal right there.
YouTube links and Twitch links, as of like 6 episodes ago or something, are both in the description.
Yep, so if you would sub
down
me
there.
on YouTube, that'd be awesome.
Fan TV on YouTube.
Plays piano. It's really
He
good.
does play piano, and he is really good.
Mhm.
DGR Dave.
My name's DGR Dave, and play a lot of Nintendo stuff. But I have a big super secret project planned coming up in the next several months. Couple months.
Oh,
That's all I'm gonna say.
cool.
Stay tuned. Me and a team are working really hard on it, so it
Nice.
should be pretty fun.
All right. I'm adef. You're already here. If you're on Twitch, but if you're on YouTube, you can find me in the description, or twitch.tv/adef. I've been running my own route for Ocarina of Time reverse dungeon order the last 2 weeks, and I just rewrote the route yesterday. It's super cool and really hard, but not as hard as the regular route, because the regular route is stupid, as Danny knows. I've also been doing lots of
Ocarina of Time for you.
yeah, I'm doing lots of bingos. Dave and I have been doing like a blind race every week or two. Adef Pantsless in the chat.
Enjoy the emotes.
We're 1-1 right now. And I get to pick the next game, I guess.
One. Yes, you do.
Dave and I had a different secret project, I guess.
Oh, yeah?
But something
Right.
interesting that should be coming up on his YouTube soon. Challenger approaching next Friday is Danny and I. Danny and I are exchanging Ocarina of Time puzzles blind. So that should be interesting. Oh, and I'm back on GeoGuessr, best game. I took back the Kansas City map world record yesterday. Equally as important as Ocarina of Time any %, obviously. And that's it, gamers. Thank you so much for watching. If you are on YouTube, please check out all these gamers on YouTube and Twitch. Their description, links are in the description. It's literally like 2 clicks, and you're following them or subscribing to them, and it's free. Thank you so much for watching. Click that bell, click subscribe, and we'll see you in 4 weeks for the next episode when it's on YouTube.